give me just 1 second.
It's a very fitting picture for your dwarf there.
This is gonna have to work. Okay.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that.
Alright, we're good.
Yay!
Now everybody can hear us and hear everything. Whoops.
Alright, excellent. I have linked the stream to some friends, and I think some people are watching.
Yeah,
Hi, friends.
To like Zeta, Chris, and some of his friends. Mooney.
Okay, excellent. Egg salad. Alright, let's get started. So, all that stuff happened narratively, and what I can say is that Morgan was introduced to the party because there were some skeletons that were escaping the town, and they ran off. And Morgan, on his way towards helping out the town, fought them, got to town, and realized everything's finished, everything's solved. And he's kind of been tagging along since then, and no one really said no. So,
do I know if Morgan's a male or female yet?
Morgan!
Okay, I do not. So I am going to continue pretending that I've been hitting on you this entire time.
Alright, so do you guys want to go through bonds again? So that people can remember. And
That's
with that...
probably a good idea.
And
we
with
should
that...
add Morgan to that as well, too.
Exactly. So that's you guys can go through. Everyone's starting at level 2 because that's what you all ended off on in the one shot. So you guys are pretty decent adventurers at this point. You've helped the odd town. Your previous little payment, which everyone will be starting with 20 coin in their inventory, is you did an escort mission for a caravan, and they've stopped at the town, and you decided to keep going. Nothing of incident happened, but there have been a lot of troubling things recently in the world of Ain. That's the place that you're at right now. Now, Ain has pretty much had peace for the most part. Sure, you have roving bands of orc tribes coming in, but they've been very small. A couple months ago, there was a huge invasion, and apparently Sylvester could not hold them off. And there are lots of clans from the north littering the entire northern part of Sylvester. And because of that, a lot of the orcs recently have been coming into the common towns. Now, the common towns are like a hodgepodge of halflings, dwarves, and humans. People who kind of want to live away from all of the hierarchy of Orntia. And Orntia, again, is the human kingdom, very much based on the Roman Empire. So people who live in the common towns tend to be farmers and more of the hardy folk. But unfortunately, they're also taxed by Orntia because that's just how politics work. And not a lot of them are happy, and now all of a sudden there are orcs coming in, invading, and in recent months there have been a lot more earthquakes. And you would feel the odd tremor every now and then. If they've been very slight, nothing like that would topple buildings, but every now and then there'd be a really, really bad quake. But because you guys are kind of traveling on the road, it hasn't affected you guys so much. So, why don't we reintroduce our characters so people can refresh their minds? Why don't we start with Khalgrast? Khalgrast, why don't you describe your character for me?
Khalgrast is a very large dwarf, as far as large dwarfs go. He's short in stature, but thick. So, he generally punches things and doesn't give a shit about what you think about him.
All right, next on the list is... Oh, I missed Baldric. My bad. Baldric, why don't you go?
I'm a human bard. I have a mandolin. I sing all the time. I have a habit of pissing people off. I have a worn bow on, a bow and some arrows and a sword, and I have some leather armor with a poorly sewn flower on it. If you asked him, he'd tell you it was one of his first loves, who he asked to sew this flower on, but she was very, very nearsighted and couldn't see in front of her at all. Or, sorry, far-sighted. She could not see, and sewed it on very poorly.
Amazing. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan, why don't you describe your character?
I am Morgan. I am a elf ranger, the newest addition to the party. I have a very bulky eagle animal companion that occasionally will not quite listen to everything that I tell them to do, but on some occasions I can always get it to perform a little dance.
Glare. My worst enemy.
Wait, you have a bird that can dance?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Taliesin, how about you?
My character is Taliesin, an elf wizard. He's got sharp eyes, styled hair, wears very stylish robes, very thin elf.
All right. I need to find the GM screen so you guys can take a look at all the moves. Do you remember where that was? I believe
I'm sure I could just Google that real fast.
Yes, and can you post it in the thing, because I have the book, but it'll help if you guys see the GM screen. All right, so everyone has their inventory stuff. Did everyone add 20 coin from before? So you guys, okay, so you start with 20 coin. Awesome. So for the most part, there hasn't been any incident for the last couple of days. You've hunted. The ranger has brought back food. You've used your rations whenever you haven't found food, and for the most part, things have been jolly. So time-wise, it is just past. It's a couple months into spring. You're about to hit summer, and it's pretty hot. For the most part, you guys travel light, so you're on the road, and in the distance, you see a body. I believe Morgan, would your character kind of scout ahead?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, Morgan, above you have your eagle. Can you remind me the name of your eagle?
Iridan?
Iridan. So Iridan is up above, and you kind of seen at the same time, and you hear a scree, and you look in that direction, and you narrow your eyes a little bit, and you see a body. It's still a ways away. It's hard to tell, but it just collapsed on the ground. What do you do?
How close am I to my party members, actually?
Well, normally as the ranger, how far would you be? Like a good 30 minutes, 20 minutes, like just about a good 5 minutes away? You decide.
About 20 minutes, probably.
All right, so you're about 20 minutes away from your party. They're used to this by now because of your trailblazing. You've helped the party avoid some roving bands of orcs, but for the most part, there's only like 3 or 4 that are just kind of scouting from the woods of Sylvestre.
Okay, so I am going to beckon to my eagle.
All right, so Iridan, he lands on your shoulder. What do you do?
I'm going to very, very carefully explain to him, I need you to go back to the party and tell them to hasten their pace. Very sternly at the eagle.
All right, so you're just trying to tell him to go back to the party, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is a simple command. You're not really in combat right now. So the Iridan nods. He does a little quick bow with his head, and in a flap, he's off.
What a polite bird.
And all right, so a few minutes pass in the party. Now there's the 3 of you. There's Khalgrast, there's Baldric, and Taliesin. Is that how you pronounce the name, Taliesin?
Yeah.
Okay, so Taliesin. So what are you guys are doing? I'm assuming Baldric is just singing little tunes.
Yes, I want to sing a tune about the dead body.
Oh, you don't know the dead body there is yet.
Oh, well, I want to sing a tune that we're traveling along and the eagle told us to hurry.
Sing about a tune about the other dead body, the one from before. You know the one.
Wait, there's a dead body?
There's been a few.
There's been a few.
I had some sound issues. I'm back now.
No, so Khalgrast. So Baldric is just singing to himself, singing the sea shanties of various different tunes with his mandolin. You know, stuff like "Here Comes the Sailor Back Home."
No, I'm singing about how beautiful Morgan is.
Oh, how beautiful Morgan is. The beauty radiates like the sunshine. You know, kind of like singing a tune to himself like that. And it's caught immediately mid-cadence. It's very annoying by your worst enemy, Iridan, flying in. It's another scree. Khalgrast. It screeches. And the party looks up. What does the party do?
I glare. And I start playing aggressively.
I can't handle all this noise.
No, sorry, no, that's what I do. Whoops, hold on.
You just sigh.
Filter too high. Yeah.
You just sigh. Yeah. All right. So Iridan, who for the most part has been polite to the party, sometimes doesn't listen so well to Morgan, but for the most part treats the party with respect. Iridan lands on Khalgrast because easiest to land on because he's really really stout and large shoulders. Taliesin, I assume, is a little bit more of a slender frame.
Everyone has a slenderer frame than my day.
Right, and you can't really understand it, but it lands on the ground before you after landing on Khalgrast's shoulder to get your attention, and it sticks its rear up and it taps its foot quickly on the ground. So this eagle looks like it's running in place on the ground before you guys. Thankfully, it can perform, so it can do that.
Yes.
I ignore it.
It's clearly just dancing to Baldric's music. These bird dances, I've seen it.
So the bird, getting a little bit annoyed, is like flies behind I assume Taliesin is at the back of the party reading books, and like pushes at your legs to move faster.
I turn to the bird and I just say, "Hey, that's very rude. You should know better than that."
It does the eagle version of a sigh.
I think it wants to speak up.
Like close the book that I'm reading.
You're really gonna listen to a bird?
I mean, we sent by the scout, right?
You all kind of look like birds to me.
I shrug. That's fair.
I mean, I do have a giant plume in my hat.
See?
All right, so the party, I assume, does hasten their pace, and flash back to Morgan. And Morgan, have you approached the body? Have you kept your distance?
I am going to be approaching the body because that is a possible person in need of helping.
All right, so you approach the body, and as you get closer, you do see a trail of items left in the path of this person's wake. As you approach, it takes about a few minutes, and you hear a scream from the distance. Eagle telling you that your friends are coming.
I'm still playing the mandolin, by the way.
Yes, everyone can hear the mandolin.
Distant mandolin music.
Yes, the mandolin in the distance intensifies.
All right.
So, Morgan, you approach the body, and you kneel down. It is a female, wearing clothes that because you have been around Ornsia and been around the humans, you would know as it'd be clothing a part of the army, the Ornsian army. And the Ornsian army is known to... oh yes, I forgot about the wands. We'll do that in a second. The Ornsian is known to be not as militaristic as Silverstray, but in recent months they have, as a favor to the elves, transferred some soldiers to help out. Mm-hmm. But she's passed out. And she appears to be completely unconscious. And behind her is like her staff, a few more miles down the road, or a few more yards down later, or a few meters later, because Imperial system sucks. You see like her belongings, but she does seem wounded. She does have bandage around her thighs. Her armor, obviously, like mishmash of pieces. She's just trying to survive, but she is breathing. What do you do?
Does she have a fever or anything like that?
No, can we see the body, or is it just Morgan there?
Morgan there is right now, so he's gonna do something. Morgan's gonna do something real quick, and then after that, the party will catch up. So Morgan, what do you do?
So I do know that she's still alive.
She is still alive. The party's still catching up, but Morgan is right there next to this person who is wearing creased clothing.
How's the wound looking?
The wound, it does look closed, but it doesn't look well bandaged. It looked like it was done in a rush.
Give me 1 second so I can really quickly understand. Can I use part of my adventuring gear to create a much better bandaging for the wound then?
A bandage is a specific item in itself. Do you have herbs and poultices? Do you have a bandage? Do you have any medical supplies? Because the adventuring gear is mundane items. Bandages and herbs and poultices are separate.
Melty, I can also heal, just FYI.
Okay.
So yeah, you would know that the bard does have magic that can recover. So, do you just wait for or do you still want to try and apply first aid?
I don't think it's wise to apply for a state if I don't have the materials for it.
Okay, so you just
Check for a fever.
doesn't look like it. But the breathing is very short and erratic. She's kind of looking like she's hanging on by a thread.
No,
Right now.
that's not good. Guess the best I can do is apply pressure to the wound right now.
All right, so you apply pressure to the wound. By the way, the wound is like in her abdomen. It looks relatively close to her kidney. So that from just general looking. A few minutes later, the party sees in the distance Morgan, who is on top of a body, and Iridan is, flying, and Iridan lands on his shoulder, or lands on Morgan's shoulder. I keep saying his, because I'm thinking Melty. Lands on Morgan's shoulder. What does the party do? Like, you kind of like run up, or kind of like?
Yeah, I run up to the maiden, and I'm just like, my beautiful fair maiden, what hath happened to you?
I push Baldric aside.
She's passed out. She's passed out.
I kick the the heel of the bard's boots. So why don't you quit crowing and just sing that wound shut, buddy?
Time for theatrics.
But there is always time for beauty. I couldn't help it. I was just overwhelmed by her fair beauty. So I want to heal this person.
All right, so you'd like to use your arcane arts.
Yes.
You're beautiful. It's true. Right, and you play on the mandolin, and go ahead and roll your charisma. Choose 2 effects because you have. All right, so that's a partial success.
Hey Rook, make sure you actually select your character from the drop down. This is also why you probably shouldn't name yourself your character, because it's going to confuse you every time.
Oh. Did it not?
No, it says Baldric.
Yeah, it says Baldric, but it showed your player avatar. Like,
yeah.
Like,
well,
yeah.
She doesn't. I haven't attached the thing to her thing yet, so
okay.
I'll do that. I'll do that during a break.
Okay.
But okay, so what does arcane art do?
I can. It's a 1d8 to heal.
All right, so and remember,
I have the Eldritch Tome, so I can choose 2 effects. Could I do healing twice?
You don't choose it twice. You have to choose something else different.
Because I think the only choices I have is
you can shake their mind clear.
Yeah, I'll do that. Shake their mind clear of enchantment.
Okay, that works. I guess the enchantment in this case is pure exhaustion.
Mm-hmm.
So you play the mandolin, and your voice blends well. You have a nice little heterophony with the music, and you heal, and her eyes start to open, blurry, and then shock, and then calm because of the arcane art. She wakes up and says, "Where am I?
My beautiful maiden, we happened upon you. It is only by grace."
Whoa.
Robot.
Holy hell.
Was I roboting a lot?
That's
Yeah,
just
you're
you,
roboting a lot.
That's just you.
robot.
Yeah, that's
Is it better now?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, it's slightly getting better.
I mean, yeah, I can understand you.
Should I just type it out or something?
No, you're recovering.
No.
You're good
It's
now.
gonna get better.
Somebody turned off the microwave.
Yeah. I'm just like, my fair, beautiful maiden, I can't understand what happened to you. I can't process this. But I was just so overtaken by your beauty, and luckily I was there to lend my aid and save you and heal you and bring you
got hit
back
in the
to
gut.
the battle.
Yeah, hold on. What's the actual name of the area that we're in here?
You are currently on the Caravans Road, which is just the general catch-all term for just the main road. So you're on the main road,
Toward
Oh, the town that you're walking towards is Wayward's Rest. You're close to Wayward's Rest.
Okay. Is this the common road or the?
This is the Caravan Road.
That's
So
Caravan
it's like the King's Road, but they don't have kings in this in here. So it's generally the road that traders and people use that is the safest and maintained. But because of the orc invasion,
Right. I kind of kneel down to where she's laying. I wave my hand in front of her face to see kind of how she's tracking it. They say, "You're on the Caravan Road near what the hell ever you said that."
Yeah, Wayward's Rest. And it says,
Wayward's Rest. You remember why you're here?
Yeah, we need help. I need to send a missive to Orncia. We were just demolished. We don't know how to fight orcs, and she kind of trails on a little bit, and her eyes kind
Oh, there's orcs nearby?
darts back and forth, and she says, "I've been traveling for days. I think I just collapsed.
Did you say there's orcs nearby?
Where's water?" And she kind of like doesn't really respond too much. She's a little bit out of it. She's delirious almost.
Guys, I think she said something about orcs nearby. We might want to consider a different route.
Baldric, we've been dodging
she
orcs
looks-
for the past 2 weeks. What are you talking about?
She said she looks dehydrated, correct? That's something about, and she said something about water.
Yes, she
Dungeon rash. Is that
Right, so you use you do have water. I assume everyone has a water skin. So you just share some of your water skin with her.
Absolutely.
She drinks it,
Oh, I need
and
book.
she relaxes a little bit and says, "Thank you. You said something about Wayward's Rest nearby? If it's not too much, may I accompany you, and I can send my missive?"
Oh, we would always allow someone as beautiful as you to accompany us.
Yes.
All right.
I have a question though, Alex. Would I actually
Yes.
recognize the armor and things like that? in
Yes,
her
it does
ring?
look familiar to what you have at home. You would also know that a lot of the soldiers for Ornsia, at least the land forces, are more for show than rather for trains. The Ornsia is more known for their sailors, but most of their sailors are always, kind of hired out to go to sea to fight off the monsters at sea so that they can harvest starlight. But it looks like she's frail, not trained at all. You kind of look back, and she's carrying a mace that doesn't look weighted properly. And these people were sent more of a favor rather than an actual help to Silver's Teray.
And would I actually kind of recognize that from my history? That she might have been sent like that?
You would know. Yeah, you would know.
I recognize
Okay.
that weapon is garbage and wonder if
Yeah.
they just sent her to die there.
Who sends green troops to fight orcs? Not gonna lie, that's pretty fucked up.
Someone who doesn't like them very much.
Oh, just, it's important for the nobility to repay all the favors. It was most likely just a favor to the elves to send some troops their way.
A lot of good the favor did if everyone's just dying.
She relaxes and says, "Well, if I can get to Wayward's Rest, I can accompany you. I can carry your things. I think I'm strong enough." She does not look strong enough.
My dear, let me help you out. Let me carry your things for you. You're still much too frail. I offer to take her things.
So you're kind of trudging along. You kind of.
The mace is probably a bit too heavy, and it's slightly dragging on the ground.
Yes. Yeah, you're by about like the second mile, you're like kind of huffing a little bit, and Khalgrast is like, for the most part, everyone is really traveled, but Baldric runs out of breath easily.
Mm-hmm.
How heavy is the mace?
The mace is about 2 weight.
Iridan can carry that easy.
All right. Oh yeah, Iridan could carry the mace, but will Baldric allow Iridan to carry the mace?
No! I'm not gonna have this bird show me up.
All right.
I would give it
So-
to anybody else but this bird.
I am going to suggest to the bird that is on my shoulder, pray relieve Baldric of the mace. He appears to be struggling with it.
Oh, so for a moment there, Iridan goes for the mace and squawks and tries to bite at it, and I
And I
assume
try to
Baldric
shoo it off.
and just try to shoo it off. And
I unsuccessfully shoo it off.
yes,
I like to think the bird
No,
wins.
actually, hold on. All this is on. I'm just gonna come up and like smack the mace out of both of their hands onto the ground. It's
Right,
garbage.
and that-
Just leave it.
All right, and Nessa says, "I'm sorry." No, by the way, the cleric introduces herself as Nessa, and she apologizes for the ruckus, and obviously just leave the mace. It's not a big deal. I don't need it anymore. Now that we had that little short interaction, I completely forgot. But why don't we go through bonds now, since we had like a better idea of our characters and role playing those characters? So bonds are important. Try to have one bond per person, and as you resolve these bonds, you can develop more. I think the maximum amount of bonds you can have altogether is 8. So right now you should have 3 bonds, unless you resolved from the previous session.
Yeah, I have one resolved.
yes.
But I might want to actually change one because if we're going to do a little more serious, I have Khalgrast is often the butt of my jokes. And if his character is going to be slightly more serious, it might change that
Yeah,
dynamic.
you can change your bonds.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. That dynamic still works.
Yeah,
It does still work though, yeah.
but the thing is you don't have to use the bonds written in the book. But
Yeah.
why don't we go through some bonds right now? So,
Hey, can you give me a link to the PDF, actually? I'm going to need it for spells.
Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat in 1 second. While I do that, why don't we start with Khalgrast then? Why don't you go through your bonds?
Oh, well, alright. My bonds, still as they are, Taliesin is soft, but I will make them hard, like me. These will probably change because I can't. These were jokes for the most part, but they still apply right now. Baldric is soft, but I will make them hard like me. My character kind of had a one-track mind in Baldric's story, so that's going to have to get updated. Right now, I don't really have strong bonds with any people here, so they will probably change. And I don't have any bond, actually, with Morgan at all. Hadn't even...
Well, maybe you can think of one right now.
So yeah, I'll think of one. Okay, so when did you show up?
Shortly after, Morgan showed up shortly after you finished the previous session where you saved the town from the demonic and spiritual reckoning that they had. And Morgan showed up, and he showed up with, after defeating some outliers of demons and skeletons on the outer edge. And he came in, but by then you had already solved the threat. And he offered to join your party, and you accepted. And he's just been traveling with you for a couple weeks, but he has been showing a lot of skill being a ranger, scouting ahead, trailing ahead. He's very reliable. Morgan's very reliable.
Nice phone.
Sorry. Alex is groaning at me in hatred. Sorry.
All right. So, but yeah, did you have a bond in mind for Morgan? That's something that you don't have to do right now, but try to think of it until the end of the session.
Yeah, I can think by the end of the session. Let's play a little more, and then I'll probably get a better idea of what I want to do.
All right. So, Morgan, did you have any bonds that you would have developed right away from what we've had so far, or you still would like some time to think about it?
Still would like some time to think about.
Okay.
I think I might have one for Taliesin, maybe.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, what?
Strict with the voice of reason.
Yeah. So your bond with him is that Taliesin is strict with the voice of reason. So how does that affect you in your relationship with him?
It's more about I mean, it's about your goals within a relationship, essentially. That's what a bond is.
Okay.
Like, we can go over my bonds, because my bonds with these two guys aren't going to change, and I think it's appropriate that my character changes least from, like, within the story. My bond with Khalgrast is keeping an important secret from me. These are both from the book. And Baldric is woefully misinformed about the world. I will teach them all that I can. And that bond is never going to really be resolved. I mean, we might, for gameplay purposes, be able to say that it's resolved eventually, but it's never really going to resolve itself.
Oh, kid.
So,
And then you can like change the text after you resolve the bond as well to like reflect how it affects your relationship going forward.
Yep. So in the PDF there, Melty, it's 130. An example is, blank is a friend of nature, so I will be their friend. Blank has no respect for nature, so I have no respect for them. Blank does not understand life in the wild, so I will teach them. So as a ranger, or like maybe from your background, from your story that you told me, you want to, X person has a chance to be a hero, I want to be there next to him, or something like that. Stuff like that.
Yep. Okay. I have a bit more of an understanding now.
Yeah, so you can think about that over the next little bit, and when you do have them, just feel free to write them down. And Baldric, I assume you want some time to think about it too, right?
Well, right now I have Khalgrast is often the butt of my jokes. I don't know if I'm going to keep that. I did have one resolved, which was I'm writing a ballad about the adventures of Khalgrast. My one for Taliesin is he does not trust me, and for good reason.
Did you have one for Morgan?
Yeah, I was thinking of just using that whole ballad thing for Morgan, because about writing a ballad of him. About
Yeah,
Morgan.
sure. You want to write a heroic story ballad about Morgan the Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so moving on. You travel for about another half a day. It's getting late. You are very close to Wayward's Rest. So Wayward's Rest would normally be a simple town along the caravan's trail meant for rest and resupply, but you hear the sounds of battle in the distance. Now again, Morgan, I assume you'd be scouting ahead about 20 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you do hear the sounds of battle.
I just don't think this is a good idea, guys. We should probably just take another route. I'm sure it'll be fine.
So,
Where is the battle?
so it's
Baldric.
near the front. It's near the entrance of the town. Now, the fight isn't exactly in the town, but just outside there are 3 very large arthropods that have burrowed themselves from the ground, and they've been fighting the town guard. But the dwindling guard try to hold off their attack, but many of their lines are broken. They would have long since perished, but thankfully there is a singular knight dressed in pretty heavy armor holding them back. And if it wasn't for them, they'd perish by now. His sword is glowing, it's gleaming. It's very, very regal how he fights. And you can see like spears and arrows sticking out of the carapace of these arthropods. But unfortunately, these onkegs, very durable skin. So what does the party do?
Hey Alex, I need that book though for
I did link it.
Did you?
I did link it.
Okay, thank you.
Hold on, let me see. I also need it.
It's in the dungeon world. It is in the Dropbox.
Is
So,
my party already near me?
You would see this. Do you wait for your party or do you go in? Because you're 20 minutes away. The party is generally 20 minutes away, but I think in this case, it might be better to wait.
I'm going to continue to survey. See if I spot any crippling defenses on the opposing side, see who's fighting who, and if there are any notable people that I might know of in the battle.
So that seems like a discern reality move that you're trying to make. So let me real quick go through discern realities. Oh, wait, you did link the DM thing, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you did. Oh my god, thank you. This makes my life so much easier. All right, discern realities. When you closely study a situation or a person, you roll plus your wisdom modifier. On a 10 plus, you get to ask me 3 questions from that list. On a 7 to 9, you ask me 1. On a fail, you don't get anything. So do you have the GM screen open up for you right now? It's in the channel, and it's in the chat. It's GM Sheet 2 PDF.
I have it now.
Yes, so discern realities. So sounds like you're discerning realities, so go ahead and roll your wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so because you're kind of surveying at a very far distance, you can't really tell anything too much for that. Go ahead and mark 1 experience. Whenever you fail a roll, you get 1 experience.
All right.
So you get 1, but you won't be able to tell, and you try to skirt around the edge, and the rest of your party shows up. Iridan Screes, telling you, oh, hey, your friends are here. He's pretty good at watching your back when you're focused on other things. So the remainder of the party is there, and what looks like to be a pretty gruesome and grueling battle between 4 giant onkegs, which are arthropods. Think of them like giant centipedes with like carapaces like plate mail. They're very armored.
Are they like the Ohms from Nausicaa?
Less the Ohms, more think antlions from Final Fantasy XIV. Like those really big, like spider-like thingies. They're arthropods. All right, so they're screeching in the distance. Now the party reaches. What does the party do?
I get in front of the cleric and I tell her, "Stand back for a maiden, for I shall protect you." As I'm, shaking on my legs. Got my mandolin out ready.
Oh, I'm gonna watch this happen.
No, you're not. Hey, I touch Khalgrast's shoulder and cast invisibility. Go get in position, and I just shove him off.
All right.
I also want to do arcane art on Khalgrast, so that I can.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, to give him a plus something to his damage.
All right, so first thing is first. Now, as you guys see this battle unfolding, the knight that's like plated in armor is getting really tired. He's held them off for 15 minutes now, smashing at the antlions and doing his best. The town's guard, the younger folk, and the conscripts are trying to throw arrows, shoot arrows, and throw spears, but the Onkegs are just completely weathering the storm. Taliesin, go ahead and roll an intelligence roll to see if your invisibility cast on Khalgrast.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have to do it's just straight intelligence.
Yes, and you rolled a 9. Okay, so now from that you get to choose two things. You get it happens, but you either draw unwelcome attention or put yourself on the spot. The spell disturbs the fabric of reality. You take a -1 to casting a spell, and after the spell is cast, it is forgotten. So you either put yourself in a position of risk, you take a -1 to all ongoing spell casts, or you forget the spell.
I'll put myself at risk.
Okay, so you touch Khalgrast, and describe your magic. Does it do anything special?
Huh? Oh no, it's really just very practical. Just I just like say a word, touch his shoulder, and shove him off. Get out there.
All right, so Khalgrast,
And he
your
just
your
pops
body.
out of existence.
Yeah, you just pop like you completely resist, but your feet are still like pressing into the grass below you. And now, Baldric, you want to do something too.
Yes. Well, first of all, is the knight injured? Or is he just exhausted?
He's very exhausted. It's hard to see. You'll have to move a little bit closer in order to do anything to help. So you're still a ways away. And
Okay, well then I'm gonna start by doing whatchamacallit, the plus damage, and I'm also, since I can do 2 at the same time, I'm gonna do the next time someone successfully assists the target with aid, they get a +2 instead of a +1. That'll be
Okay.
on Khalgrast.
All right, so Baldric, go ahead and roll your charisma.
Oh,
Okay, so you start playing, but
I miss a note.
You miss a note, and it screeches. Now, here's what's gonna happen. As you play this horrendous tone that you miss a note, the Onkegs, all of them look at the party.
Uh-oh.
Now, Khalgrast is out of existence right now. He isn't seen, but this tone, this one specific tone, is so dissonant to the Onkegs, they become enraged. They ignore the paladin, and they just start charging at you guys.
Nice.
Oh god.
What does the party do? By the way, mark 1 experience, Baldric.
1 experience.
Whenever you fail, you get 1 experience.
Oh, I'm gonna wait. I'm going to defend the. Well, actually, no. I'm going to wait.
You're invisible until you make an attack.
Yes, until you do something that affects
No,
or.
until you make an attack.
Oh, okay. Oh, really?
Make
Until
an
you make an
attack.
attack. Interesting. Okay.
Oh.
So what do you do?
I am going to move out of the way. So are they just charging directly for us?
Yes, they're charging directly for us. They're like about 30 seconds away, and all their little hundreds of legs are just tip tapping on the ground, and they're just running at you guys.
Can I take the cleric and I push both of us off to the side?
Yes, you find a little patch in the ground, and you kind of throw her to the ground. And she kind of squeals a little bit in shock. Meanwhile,
That was really not the time.
And and Morgan, you kind of move off to the side. I assume getting a flank. Yes.
I'm going to get the nearest high ground I can.
All right. So unfortunately, where you are is pretty plains, but you do see a bit of a hill that has a better view of the whole area. So you run up to that hill.
Yep.
By then, though, the Onkegs are very close to Taliesin, Nessa, and Baldric.
Question.
Yes.
What denotes an attack? Because you have the basic move of hack and slash.
It
Is
just says makes an
anything-
attack. That's up to y'all to.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
what I'm asking Alex.
All right.
Yeah.
So when you make an attack, when you're doing something to physically damage
Okay, so
a
it's
target,
damage. So
it's damage. It's based off of damage.
That's what I needed. Okay, so I'm going to stand in defense of the party's location.
All right. All right. So you want to defend.
Yes.
All right. So roll your Constitution.
Can I aid him in that?
Does this
Yes.
count as me aiding him?
Yes.
No, the invisibility doesn't count. It just means that you actually get a, let's say,
Yeah, what does this do?
invisibility, because they don't see you.
Yeah.
You'll get a +2. You get a +2 to the roll. To your Constitution roll. So
Alright,
whenever.
sweet.
Oh wow. Okay. So you rolled.
boy.
I
No,
also
it's a
can't
10.
cast any spells while this effect is up, but that's
No,
fine.
that's without the pluses or whatever, because I just hit the roll button.
Yes.
I thought it
So
would bring
that
it to 15.
is no. So it's 12 altogether. It's fine. Okay. So yeah. So from the defense, you are trying to.
What do you do, Khalgrast?
Defend.
Should
If
my
you s-
8 be factored in at all with that, or did I factor it?
That's something else.
Okay.
So when someone physically tries to help him, but he already had the help from the invisibility.
Oh, okay.
So the +2 is from the invisibility. So anyways,
Wait, do you still fight with your fist, or did that change?
no, he still fights with his
I
fist.
still play with
Okay,
the fist.
then dude, no, you gotta like grab them by whatever their head is, and just like
Suplex.
stop them like they're a goat, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I'm invisible, so they don't know it. So I'm
Yeah.
staying of the location. So
Alright.
as they approach, I'll repel them and allow the party to waylay on them.
I want to
All right.
stand in between the cleric and the thing charging us, by the way.
All right, so go ahead and roll your defense. When you stand in defensive on a person, item, or location, you roll your con. You did that. Now you get to choose 3 of these options: redirect an attack to yourself, have the attacks affect your damage, open up the attacker to the ally, giving that ally a +1 to attacking that, or deal damage to the attacker equal to your level. You get to choose 3 of those things. If you take a look at the DM screen, it should show you.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So half the attack's effects for sure.
All right, sure. What else?
So what does invisibility do as far as when things target me?
No,
When
it
things
literally- I gave you the full text of the thing right there. You're invisible until you make an attack or I end it.
Oh, okay. I mean, so what would happen if I redirected the attack to me?
if you read it,
you didn't
the
make an attack. I mean,
You didn't make an attack. So what this can happen narratively is you just stand in the way and you stop it, and like its force is pushed to you. It can't see you, but it just stops. You haven't attacked it yet. Like it just met suddenly, like it tripped or something.
yeah.
So is that what you're trying to do?
taking the force of it, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that one, and then I'll obviously open them up. That makes more sense.
Okay, so you're redirecting the attack to yourself. You're having the damage, and you're opening it up to other targets. Yes.
Yes.
Khalgrast got him
All
in
right.
patented goat grapple.
All right. So it's gonna roll its damage. It rolls a 3. It rounds up, so you take 2 damage, reduced by your armor.
So it was none.
You take no damage at all. All right. So you stand in the way. The Ankeg it's about to charge straight into Taliesin with his eyes glowing, but it just stops. And the other 2 Ankeg run into it, and it just like this sudden traffic stop. Meanwhile, we flash over to Morgan. You just see all these Ankegs running into each other. You have a clear shot. What do you do?
I'm taking the shot. I assume I see underbelly.
Yeah, sure. The +1. You see an underbelly shot.
I'm gonna take it.
You're gonna take it. Okay. All right. So go ahead and you're trying to do a volley. Roll it.
Roll dexterity.
Dexterity, correct. That is +1, so that's an 8. Okay, so let's see. You have to choose one of these negative things that happen to you. You have to move closer, so you lose your top ground. You take what you can get. You deal minus 1d6 damage, or you have to take several shots, reducing your ammo by 1. What do you do?
I'm gonna take several shots.
Okay, so you're trying to volley as best as you can. The carapace is so thick you need some extra shots. Some of them get missed because you're still trying to aim for that one part in the underbelly. So go ahead and roll your basic damage.
My basic damage is...
It should say on your character sheet. I believe it's a D8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can just click the dice next to the thing.
In the top left.
Yes. Or you can roll /roll 1d8. That's fine too. 5 damage. All right. So, you shoot your volley of arrows. Much of it actually gets reduced because of the thick armor. However, you get a few clean shots in the underbelly. The Ankeg roars in pain as you shoot from the distance. So go ahead and reduce your ammo by 1. Now we flash back forward. Taliesin and Baldric, you all of a sudden see the Ankeg getting stopped by its shaft, and as soon as it did, you just see a hail of arrows shooting through, hitting the Ankegs in the underbelly. Taliesin, you're maintaining your spell. Baldric, you are there trying to stand in front of Nessa, but your knees are shaking. What do you
I
guys
want
do?
to try doing arcane art again on Khalgrast.
Yes. So what do you want to do?
Plus 1d4 to damage.
Okay.
And the next time someone assists him, they'll get the +2 instead of +1.
Okay. So.
So charisma. And
okay.
God damn
So. All right. As you play the note, you hit that dissonant note again. Damn, your fingers are not listening to you today. One of the Ankegs managed to get back on its feet and charges straight at you. Taliesin, you see this. Khalgrast, you see this. What do you guys do?
Send the bird at it.
Has the effect from Baldric's stuff taken hold yet?
my stuff doesn't take hold.
No, it
because
doesn't.
was a fail.
It was a fail. You don't get any of that.
Oh, I'm going to hack and slash the thing going after Baldric.
All right. So,
By
would
hack
you-
and slash, I mean rip and tear.
okay. Would you like to have your Iridan help Baldric, or Iridan help Baldric?
Absolutely. I would
Okay,
would
so
love
go
my bird
ahead.
to run interception.
All right. So you're going to command your pet to help an ally. Let's see here. What does that do? You are commanding, so you. All right. So
I add
Go
their
ahead.
instinct to their roll, I think.
now that when someone uses it against you, you
Oh.
actually have to. Okay. So how am I going to do this? You're trying to aid. So go ahead and roll a 2d6 plus 1. That's your bond with Khalgrast. Not exactly there yet. You don't have the specific bond, but mechanically, you roll a 2d6 plus 1. And do you... Oh! Ooh! That's a fail. Go ahead, mark 1 experience. This is what's going to happen. Alright, Khalgrast. You're going to do hack and slash, right?
That is correct.
Great, go ahead and roll. And whatever you roll, you're going to get a -1 because Iridan, because of his bulky nature, actually gets in your way for a split second, causing you to lose your footing for a moment. Not like it matters!
I don't care.
Khalgrast is a beast.
Move, bird.
Alright, so, Khalgrast, what do you do? How do describe to me what you do?
Alright, so, the first thing that manifests from the invisibility on Khalgrast is his hands, as they go right for the underbelly of the Onkeg,
Yes.
lifts it up, and begins to rip the underbelly apart.
Ooh, that is vicious. Alright, so, why don't you go ahead and roll your damage now?
And
I breathe a sigh of relief too, by the
I
way.
get a d4 as well for Merciless.
Yes, go ahead and roll an extra 1d4. Alright, so, it actually has an armor of 3. So because of your merciless nature, you just start going to town on this underbelly. You try to scrape it, but there's some carapace in your way. You get so frustrated, your gauntlets glow just a little bit from your fury. You tear off the carapace and you just start punching right in its lung as it squeals in pain, and one of the Onkegs just like flops over dead as you are just pummeling it into the ground. Alright, 2 Onkegs remain. The one that was going after Baldric has been slain, but the other 2 see Taliesin, and one of them is enraged, sees the closest thing, and charges right at you. What do you do?
Magic missile. Like, I can cast
You-
spells now. Let's go.
You can cast spells now, so go ahead, roll your intelligence.
Yep, this button.
Oh.
Alright, so do you draw unwanted attention to yourself? Do you forget the spell, or do you take a -1 to ongoing spells?
Until you prepare spells. I'm just gonna draw more attention, I guess.
Okay, alright, excellent.
this.
So you shoot your go ahead and roll 2d4.
2d4.
Alright, that's 5, -3. Okay, so, 4 plus 2, okay. Alright, the Onkeg before you is about to, bite your face off, but you cast a spell again, pragmatic, just one arm up, you say a word, and the magic missile just rends it. As it opens its mouth, it just spirals inside of it, and you see blood and guts spilling out from the sides. It slides, and it slumps its head right before you. There is one left. It looks at its dead companions, and it starts burrowing in the ground. Khalgrast, you're still in the carcass. Taliesin, you're still recovering. Baldric, you're behind the other 2, so it's hard to get to it. But Morgan, you have a clean shot. What do you
I
do?
have a very clean shot.
I'm gonna say you have a +1 because it's running away.
+1 because it's running away.
Yes.
Call shot for the head.
Called shot for the head. Okay. It is helpless. So you don't get the +1 then if it's a called shot. So I was assuming you're on a volley. Wait, no, you still get the +1. Go ahead, roll it. You get the.
Oh wow.
All right. Okay. So you shoot the arrow and it dings it just right in between the eyes, and you hear the satisfying, and it just stops, and it's limp.
What a
Go
weak
ahead and roll
sound
the-
for an arrow. Just like
I'm
the
sorry.
sound of- Oh.
I mean, it's more like a thunk. I mean, it
It's
seems
a
like
thunk.
It's more like a thunk.
yeah.
I think you also get to roll your damage.
No.
So go ahead and roll your basic damage, 1d8. I believe you can roll your damage.
Yes, I do.
All right, so you have a choice. Do you knock it out or do you kill it?
Kill it.
All right, so the arrow thunks, but there's a crack and it flings through right in the brain and just falls over dead.
It's not like we were going to interrogate the Onkag.
Unfortunately, though, because of Taliesin's cast, the ground shakes.
Uh-oh.
3 more Onkeg burst from the ground. 2 around Baldric and Nessa, the other around Taliesin. What do you guys do?
I have a question. Taliesin, what was the negatives that you decided to take?
Attracting more attention.
That
Yep.
one just happened.
Yeah,
That just happened.
It attracted
So-
more attention.
I want to try one more time for my arcane arts on Khalgrast. Protect me, Khalgrast! And I'm gonna try to do the same thing, okay, Alex?
Alright, so, alright.
How am I doing that?
Nice.
How did I
Nice.
roll 6
It's like the
times
opposite
in a row?
of last session. Wow, I mean, you really were, like,
no.
playing us up.
Hey, you get experience, though!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I need to
I
get...
mean, Baldric was just telling a story last session,
I
so
mean,
of course
yeah, but
Baldric did good.
Baldric may have embellished a little bit on.
But Nessa pushes you out of the way! You only take 2 damage. You have armor, right?
yeah, I have leather armor.
That's 1 armor. You only take a scratch to the leg, you lucky son of a bitch.
Oh, why am I at 12 out of 15?
Oh, by the way, you're supposed to be at max health from last session, from before.
Yeah.
Probably just didn't
I
have to-
assumed so.
Yeah, so you're now at
That-
14 out of 15 health. But
Yeah.
Nessa, she actually pushes you out of the way.
No, Nessa!
And you only take 1 damage. Now, Taliesin, what do you do? There's one Ankh that's burrowing from underneath you. It's like its maws are inches from your face. What do you do?
I got more for you too, Jack. Let's go.
Alright, what do you do?
Magic missile.
Alright! What you rolled? You rolled a 8. Oof. Alright, so you're drawing 1 attention. Oh, so you have to choose one of those 3. Forget the spell, draw on 1 at attention, or
Let's more attention. Let's go.
more attention.
Yes.
Alright, so go ahead and roll your damage.
Well, where's my window? There it is.
Alright, that's 6 damage. That's a healthy amount of damage. You throw the magic missile in its face and it rears a little bit, but just before it's able to get one of its maws to gash you, you take... 7 damage. Reduced by your armor. Are you wearing armor?
I take 6 damage.
You take 6 damage, and like there's just it gashes across your chest, and you are bloodied. Khalgrast, you climb out of the carcass of the Ankh, and you see Baldric barely dodge out of the way because Nessa saved his ass, and Taliesin is like take a mean hit to the chest. There's 2 on Baldric, 1 on Taliesin. What do you do?
Ooh, decisions. That looked like a nasty gash, so I'm gonna go ahead and save Taliesin.
Yes, and the Ankh that did hit Taliesin also took some damage as well.
Oh yeah, he's gonna die.
Alright, so what do you do?
I'm gonna go suplex that day.
You're gonna suplex the Ankh. Well, alright, go ahead and roll your hack and slash.
Ooh.
Oh no! Okay,
I'll get
You-
experience.
you get 1 experience. You go punching it, but you lose the footing for a second. You punch it at its hardest spot. It turns and it's gonna tail whip you.
Alright.
Go ahead and take 4 damage reduced by your armor.
Okay.
So you managed to stick up your arms just in time for the brunt of the blow, but you still hurt. All right, Morgan, you see 3 Ankh in the distance. Things aren't looking so hot right now.
No, it's not. I am going to send the bird to assist Baldric because he's looking like things aren't going too well for him.
All right. So what exactly are you trying to get your bird to do?
They're not humanoid, so I can't tell them to attack them.
That is true. You can't attack the Onkig because your bird isn't trained to attack
I just
monsters.
realized it's not trained to attack them.
Yeah, that's why you got the -1. So it worked out in the end.
It worked out in the end, anyway.
So you wish to aid Baldric?
Yeah, guess aid Baldric the next time he has to do something.
All right, sure. So Baldric,
right now.
you are on your ass right now. These two Onkig are screeching at you because of your terrible music. They look like you're about to
arcane art. Taliesin.
Okay. And you arcane art Taliesin, and like you're running, and like these things are chasing after you.
Mandolin.
Taliesin,
Yeah.
please save me! Khalgrast, please save me! You're playing with these chords right now. All right, so
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
want to heal. For one, heal Taliesin, and also give him a plus to his next rolls.
All right, roll your charisma.
Yeah, it'll be plus to damage. That's it.
All right.
So
And, before you-
charisma.
Okay, so you rolled a 9. Before we do that, Morgan, can you roll 2d6 plus 1? Do you get to help? So let's see if she gets the plus 1. Yeah, 2d6 plus 1. She does get the help, but
So that's a 10, right?
that is a 10. That is a full success. But unfortunately, so this is what happens. Iridan comes in, hears the music, and he screams at the highest note when you play, adding this extra cadence to your playing because he has the performance skill.
Yeah, bird.
Have a performance skill.
The bird is showing you up right now, and and it masks the mistake that you made, causing you to have a full success. However, the Onkeg sees the bird and whips at and throws a rock like with his tail, throws some dirt at the bird. It's a partial success, and Iridan is forced to retreat to go back to you, Morgan.
Anyways,
And,
I need to roll 1d8 damage.
Yes, you roll 1d8 to see how much you heal Taliesin.
I'm just sitting here with my face in my hand.
And
So
also,
Taliesin.
can
And-
you get a 1d4 on your next damage roll?
Oh, nice.
Alright.
Good.
Alright, so Taliesin, the words of please save me, followed by a scream at the distance, closes your wounds, the gash. You're still bleeding a little bit, but some of the wounds close from Baldric's magic. But then you feel a surge of power bellow from inside you. Probably disgust, more disgust towards Baldric, but it's still something. So what do you do?
The singing heals wounds, but not the pain. I'm gonna kill that goddamn Onkeg before I do anything else.
Alright, cast your spell!
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay, well I get an experience.
Alright, you got a lot of experience. You cast the spell, but the extra form of power bursts in your hands, causing you to fling backwards. Roll a 2d4 for me, please.
Okay. Oh. I don't like that.
Apply that damage to yourself, bypassing armor.
Okay.
Alright, your hands are singed from your own magic.
Oh, how
as
much
the,
did I get healed, or?
You did get healed. You got healed
Okay.
5, and then reduced
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Alright? And then you get flinged backwards. The shockwave from your magic, you didn't cast it. Like, you forgot an incantation, or the chaos of everything caused you to lose focus for that 1 second. But you got the experience. Alright, Khalgrast. Taliesin just got hurt by his own magic, and there's two Onkig chasing after Baldric still, and one of them is looking at you with death in its eyes.
Looking at me?
Yes.
Oh, I'll look right at it and get a furrow my brow and just let out a big old bellow at it and run up to it and grab it.
Alright. I assume hack is on. Yeah, roll your strength.
I have a question.
What's up?
So, like those effects, like you have to move closer, take what you can get. Can we intentionally add one of those effects to one of our attacks?
Yeah, but what it means is that narratively, if you do succeed and you intentionally, you just move to a better position. Like you still have like a good distance, or you can move it into safe, like
Okay.
a friend. That stuff is more negative. Like for example, if you chose that, you would have to literally run up to the Onkeg, and it might hit you. So, anyways, Khalgrast, you roll a 13. Roll your damage. You roll 6 damage. All right. Tell me what you do. And I will tell you this.
Not
Plus
how you
three.
wanna do.
I will tell you this. You can't. You actually bypass its armor. You murder this fucker, and you can actually carry it and throw it. What do you do?
That's the plan, actually. I'm gonna
All right.
throw it at another Unkeg. I grab it by the tail and just waylay it a little on the ground until it stops. It goes limp. And then I'll use it as a weapon against the other Unkeg.
All
He
right.
picks it up
So.
by the tail and swings it like Bam Bam.
Okay.
All right. So, Baldric, you're screaming at the top of your lungs right now. You're running. These two Unkeg are chasing after you, playing battle music as best as you can, and all of a sudden, the Unkeg behind you just whoosh, and like this huge thunk as the Unkeg slams into the other one, and both of them knock out. And once again, there's only one left. It looks around. It starts to burrow in the ground.
Oh, not this nonsense again.
All right, Morgan, what do? You see this again. You have your shot.
Not this. Not again. Call shot for the head.
All right, you get a +1 because it is trying to run away. Oh, all right, roll your damage. And now, is this a kill shot or is this a stun shot?
Kill shot.
All right, and just as it's about to burrow, Morgan, you already saw this coming. You knock your arrow right through, straight through the eyes, exactly the same spot like before.
As
And all the
Morgan-
Unkeg.
as Morgan is muttering to themselves like, not again. You tried once. Doesn't work.
And the 6 Unkeg around you just flop over, dead. And a moment passes, and silence, and you're done.
I run over to help Nessa up.
Nessa is just like, breathing heavily and like just panic. Like she just ran away from orcs. Now all of a sudden she gets these giant Onkegs. But Nessa immediately doesn't push you aside, nods to you and acknowledges you, and walks over to Taliesin, and she puts her hands on Taliesin's chest, and light emanates from her palm, and she's going to roll this. Oh, hey, that worked out. Her hands press against your chest, and you heal 4 damage, Taliesin.
Oh, yeah, that's fully healed.
All right.
Thank you.
Not like this.
I'm
And
gonna slide off this mountain that I'm sitting
yeah,
on.
you slide down the hill and you roll over and you walk over. Iridian kind of like does a nice little float down to your shoulder and rests on your shoulder, and you meet up with the rest of your party members with the other with all like in the midst of Unkeg carcasses.
Can I heal myself as well? Back to full.
I don't think that's how that works. You
You,
have to roll every time, so you could like
And,
do
and bad
that,
things can
but
happen, yeah.
bad things
Well,
can happen.
yeah, and Vanessa walks over to you and she heals you for 3 damage, but then she says, "Oh, I'm all out." Did you, what? She's kind of a bit out of breath now. She's used most of her energy. He says, "I do know some basic prayers, but that's really all I have to offer. I'm sorry I couldn't do more. I was paralyzed with fear."
My
But-
beautiful Nessa, you did fine. You have
Thank
such a beautiful art.
Okay, okay, all right, they're fine. I'm gonna go see about the paladin.
All right, so the paladin, who has spent most of his time trying to help the soldiers, sees the ranger walk up to him, and he speaks in a bit of a calm tone, a bit of a lower register. He's like about a baritone. He's about 6 foot tall. He's wearing plate armor. He has brown hair combed to one side, and he seems to be wearing the Knights of the Vigil armor, and you would know that as general protectors of the realm. And he salutes you, and he says, "Hello, my name is Esmond."
I'm going to give him a. Warrior's gonna first clear their throat and give their best salute back to them.
And he does a salute, and he says, "Thank you. I would not have known what we would have done if it weren't for you to come help us. I'd probably be dead, but I'm glad that I'm not. Are your companions all right?"
Yes, they are quite all right. Is everyone else that is in the Wanderer's Rest?
Wayward's Rest.
Wayward's Rest. Was close. Start with a W. Is everyone at Wayward's Rest? Is everyone else faring well?
Thankfully, there were no deaths, but there are a lot of casualties. The earthquakes in recent months have caused much of the Onkegs to be in a stir.
How long has this been happening?
Well, earthquakes have been happening for a while, I'm sure you know, but this is the first time the Onkegs have attacked. We're well equipped to fight off an orc, but for Onkegs, not so much.
Morgan is going to nod
So I assume the party eventually makes their way up to the paladin as well. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah,
Okay. So
well,
who?
Hold on. Actually, so like, what the hell's an onkeg? Like,
Let
no,
me
I mean,
let me
I
show
know
you.
the description, but I mean, like,
In
they're
this world, what is an
animals,
onkeg?
right?
They're giant centipedes.
They're animals, though, right?
They are, yeah, I
But
guess
they're
insect
beasts.
animals.
They're
They're
beasts.
they're beasts. They're classified as a beast, correct?
Okay. Why the fuck? Like, wolf packs don't siege towns. You feel me? Like,
Yeah, no.
what's
Something's
up?
wrong.
Discern
There's-
some realities.
All right.
Yeah,
so
actually.
okay.
I would like to do that.
Who would like to lead the discern the reality check?
What is
Probably
discern
Taliesin.
realities?
Okay.
That's wisdom,
Well,
so
what exactly are you
maybe-
trying to do? Are you just trying to kind of get a general hold of the situation, or are you trying to go into research and like what you know? Because that'd be sprout lore.
I was going to ask if I could help him in this, but then I realized I'm not there.
Yes, you're talking with the paladin right now. And meanwhile, Taliesin, are you trying to sprout lore about this,
Yeah,
or
I
trying to
think
discern
probably
reality?
spout lore, because, like, what, like, these... Is it, like, something that orcs train onkegs and sick them on people?
Okay, yeah, you're researching. You're opening up some books. You're going through some notes. You have some tomes of knowledge, and go ahead and roll
Or
sprout.
racking my brain, at least.
Yeah, you're racking your brains.
Ooh,
I rolled in.
That's wheel.
All right, so I get to tell you something important and something interesting. Okay, so Onkeg are very territorial. They rarely get out of their comfort zone. They tend to stick to a nest and they stay there. And they only ever unburrow whenever their nest is, like, what's the word? Threatened? And that's something interesting about them. Something relevant is that when you take a closer look at these Onkeg, you would know that there's two states. There is the natural state, and then there's the enraged state. They were enraged, meaning Onkeg who are enraged, they forego their natural instinct to protect their home, and they start to tunnel out. And it looks like these Onkeg have been burrowing for a while. So you kind of get the idea that these Onkeg's original nesting and home locations has either been destroyed or been taken over by something else, causing them to relocate. But no, orcs don't train Onkeg. You know that for a fact. They aren't native to Orkoga, which is the orcish homeland to the north.
Yeah, but that still doesn't explain why they would come here.
What you would think about is like their nest might have been close by, not close to the town, but they were forced to relocate. They're forced to move. There's something happening in the ground that's forcing them to go crazy and to go. And to them, anything is a threat. So they may have unburrowed nearby the town and saw like, oh hey, this might be my nest area. Why are there humans here? And they attacked.
Okay.
So there might not be a method to the madness, but there's definitely something causing them to do this. And as I said, either their nest has been destroyed or they're forced to relocate from their nest. So what do you guys think?
I would also like to ask the paladin if anyone else is trying to figure out why the Onkegs are attacking, or if anyone knows why they are attacking.
Yeah, so you talk to Esmond, and Esmond says, no, I'm not so sure. I'm pretty sure it has to do with the tremors. They are very sensitive to that stuff. And you kind of take a look at the town, and the town is a simple town, like about 100, 150 so. It's a trader town. Again, it's on the caravans trail, so they tend to get a lot of people from caravans. Either people stay or people go. But a lot of the homes seem to have broken down from all the tremors. There have been some pretty bad earthquakes in recent memory, and they're like being held up by wood meant for fire, and they don't look too great. So they're still trying to get their head around this situation. Baldric and Khalgrast, what are you guys doing?
I'm with Taliesin, looking over the, making sure none of those things come at us. I'm just trying to actually think about all this stuff.
Yeah, and Taliesin does explain that they have been burrowing for a while. They've been forced out of their homes. Probably the only reason why they did attack this town was it was in their path to destruction. You don't know how far these tunnels go and how deep they go, but it's pretty bad. You're the one that did tell, like, oh yeah, these claws have been going at it for a while, because they remind you of pickaxes from home and the wear and tear. And Baldric, what are you doing? You just...
I'm going over my move list right now.
Okay.
There's not really much I can be doing right now.
Mhm.
I'm focused on helping Nessa out, because she's exhausted, and offering my arm for her to hold on to as we walk towards the night.
Yes. Okay. So you get your things. Taliesin, you don't really get the idea that you're not going to get much more information from these Onkeg, aside from their rage. This was in the path of destruction, and something is causing them to go crazy.
To the
Okay.
night, I'm going. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. That's all I was saying.
Okay, to the night, I'm going to have Morgan puff out their chest and very confidently say, one of my companions is a scholar of sorts. We shall figure this out.
And so Espen says, yes, I am definitely not the scholarly sort, but there is a library in town. They would have maps of the local areas and the local places. Maybe that might help your companions figure out this mess.
I heard something about tremors.
Right. So I assume after a while.
But that's directed at the paladin, though. Hold on.
Yes. So Taliesin and Khalgrast make it up to the paladin, and
I keep my distance from the paladin.
you keep your yeah. All right, you keep your distance from the paladin. Right, I got it. And he speaks again and introduces himself to the people. My name is 1 second. I have his full name here. My name is Esmond Wentworth. I was sent here by the Knights of the Vigil to see if the towns needed help. The orcs haven't made it to this town, thankfully. I've been training troops, but we weren't really prepared for an Onkeg assault. He takes a look over to Taliesin, and he sees you wearing like the more scholarly clothing. Is your elven origin. You have like a spell book, and says, I assume you must be the scholarly one.
Like, I don't know how scholarly I look. I'm wearing stylish robes. I probably look more like a noble.
Well, yes, but he would also have seen you casting spells from a distance.
Fair enough, and like carrying all the
Morgan
books.
will nod vigorously.
And he
Right,
says,
you said something about tremors.
Yes, tremors. It hasn't affected probably the lot of you since you travel a lot. The odd tremor here and there, but the buildings, they've been collapsing left and right. We've been trying to keep our head afloat. In fact, I was sent here to protect the town from orcs, and I've been doing more handiwork with a hammer. And he kind of gestures to his hands, and he looks and says, well, I'm not sure if there's going to be another Onkeg assault. You seem that you've taken out a whole nest of them by yourselves. He takes a look over, and he sees like an Onkeg with his guts spilled out everywhere, another one thrown against another Onkeg, another one riddled with arrows. And he kind of like marvels at it.
So have the tremors been going on for the duration that you've been here?
Well, I've been here for about a month and a half, ever since we got missive from the Paladin Adam Locks. We've been sent around helping, but the tremors have been happening ever since the orc invasion started. I'm not sure if they're related, but I mean, if I were a betting man, I would bet that they are.
Alright, don't worry about it, I got this. I just gotta walk right by him.
And you walk right by him
on the shoulder on the way by.
And do you realize you have no idea where the library is?
I'll find it. It's a library. Like, are you kidding me? Like, those stick out like sore thumbs in these podunk towns.
All right, so
I also turn to him and I say,
"Wait, Taliesin, I know where the library is."
This fair maiden here is a bit exhausted. I don't suppose you have a place for us to rest.
There is an inn. However, unfortunately, I don't think I can cut you a deal. I will show you there. I'm also staying there myself.
I just want to get this fair maiden some rest that she deserves.
And
she's had a tough time.
Hey, Alex, I just want to get maps of this, like, of the region, and I'm gonna get ritual materials together.
Okay, all right. Ritual materials together. Do you have to buy them?
I'm also gonna show
know.
where the library
is. I'm telling you, like, I think I just do rituals and.
Oh, you do. Well, rituals are they actually have to be a place of magic, a place of magical power.
Oh,
so this place doesn't.
I see.
Yes, it's at a specific. You can't just randomly do rituals. All right, so the paladin nods and starts to lead the party. And Khalgrast, you're kind of safe to go into town after you kept your distance for a little bit.
Yes, I will now wander into town once the paladin wanders off. I'm actually gonna go see what they have in as far as shops go.
Okay, so it's a trader's town. They actually have quite a bit of things. They can resupply your adventurer's gear. They have food. They have wine. They have basic weapons and armor. They don't have any plate though. Most of their metal, actually, you see the blacksmiths.
That's okay. I can't afford plate.
Most of their let me know if the music's too loud, or you can adjust it yourself. Most of the blacksmiths actually have been smelting down some of the weapons and armor as like support for the buildings, for nails, because the earthquakes have been pretty rough recently on this town.
I broke my last shield due to the weapon change, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to look for a shield.
All right.
Preferably a metal shield. I mean,
Yeah, you will look for another shield. So let's go through the list to what is doing what. So we have Taliesin going to the library, Morgan and Baldric going to the inn.
I was gonna show Taliesin where the library was.
Oh, okay. So Taliesin, you're going. Morgan is going with Taliesin to the library. Baldric is going with Nessa to the inn, and Khalgrast is going around shopping. Yes.
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 Okay. All right. Let's do the town phase. Right. So you find the shield. The shield is going to be 15 coin.
Yeah, done. Sold.
All right. So you give the 15 coin. Go ahead and add shield to your inventory. It is 2/8. All right. Let's go to the library. Taliesin, you just wanted to do just search for the maps of the area.
Yeah. I guess actually what I want to do is discern realities. How regular have these tremors been happening?
Well, you don't have to discern realities. They've been happening
for. I'm leading to where I'm going.
Okay, they've been happening for about 2 to 3 months.
And then, sorry, how often?
How often?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. From 2 months ago, they happened once a week. But lately, they've been happening much more often. In fact, on the way here in the last week, you felt tremors 5 or 6 times.
Okay.
That's how often.
Well, what I want to do is get some materials together to just get something from the next tremor that happens.
Yes.
Set up whatever instruments I need and.
So setting up the instruments. Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm trying to discern where they're coming from.
All right. So you're taking a look through the tomes. I assume Morgan's just kind of reading through some stuff too.
Attempting to assist Taliesin.
All right, so Taliesin's you get this, you get this, you get this, and then telling him what the materials you'll need.
Yeah, mostly I just need stuff. A little bit of worked metal.
All right, so as you kind of read through things, you were kind of approached by an older gentleman. He's about mid-60s, balding. He's trying his best to keep a head of hair, but it's not working. He's a little bit bent over. He's walking with a cane. He walks up and he says, "Hello, can I help you with anything?"
Not unless you have a spare seismograph in the back room.
Well, the tremors have been pretty bad as of late. Thankfully, I am prepared. I assume you were the ones that helped the town against the Yonkeg. News travels fast around here.
Well, that is fast.
Morgan vigorously nods.
And it says, yes. Well, we don't have exactly one of the more Ornstein scientific instruments, but we do have some things that can measure tremors. Would you like to use them?
Yeah, that would be great.
And he kind of scurries off, and he brings back and he gives you some materials. And he thanks you for helping the town, and he asks that you return them once you are done.
I wasn't even going to take him out here.
All right. So, great. So you do that. You start to fiddle around. You kind of figure it out, and Taliesin's there helping you out too. So I'm gonna move over to Baldric. Baldric, you're there with Nessa. Nessa she's comfortable around you, but she's a little bit standoffish. You've kind of been clingy for the last little bit, and she's anytime you kind of lean in, and she kind of steps away, and she kind of laughs it off. But anyways, we get to the end.
You're so funny.
So yeah, we get to the end.
And,
I want to.
It is the constipation. I'm kidding. It's the Wayward's Rest.
God damn it, Alex.
That's another shot. All right, so you head up to the Wayward's Rest. That's actually the whole reason why the town was named that way. It's actually pretty well-traveled in because it is the crossroads. It's kind of coming from the north to the hub of the common towns. But anyways, Wayward's Rest. You go in and you see a younger lad manning the bar, and a lady in the center, about mid-30s, long raven hair. She's humming a tune to herself, and she's kind of sweeping the floors and says, more people. And she does a bow. Yes, Sir Esmond. And she bows. And she introduces herself as Lissa, as the owner of the Wayward's Rest, and says, how many rooms would you like?
My beautiful, beautiful maiden, if it's not too much trouble, I would like to get several rooms for my friends and I. Let's see.
Alright, so she offers you a few things, and you can take the more luxurious route, or you can take the more simple route, depending on the one you choose. Okay, so let's see how much coins that's gonna cost you. What's your charisma?
16.
16. It's gonna cost you. So how long are you staying? Usually they go by weeks. So I guess
I have no idea how long everyone plans on staying.
So I guess let's go for a week then. That's usually how a week stay at a civilized inn is 30 minus charisma coin. So it'll cost you 14.
Is that
14
per
coin.
person, or?
Yeah, it looks like per person.
And what's the other way?
Good lord.
Or you can go with like 3 coin for like simple rooms per person.
And that's a hell of a price disparity right there. It's probably not even rooms at that point, right? You're just sleeping in the common room?
You're sleeping in the common room pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty normal, actually. I mean...
Yep.
I'm not gonna
And
say
she
no,
says,
no.
we have private rooms upstairs. That'll be 30 coin for a week's stay. You can stay here for a week. If she points towards the cot near the fire, that'll be 3 coin. That'll be 14 coin per person. How many rooms would you like, or how many beds should I prepare?
You said 14 coin per person?
Yes, but how it works is that you subtract your charisma to the base price, but because you're negotiating, you get to pay for everyone, or you get to negotiate for everyone because you're the bard. That's what bards do. And she's not going to give it to you for free, but it'll be like 3 coin, like you talk her down, saying, oh, I'll perform every night or something, or we'll help out, or we'll try to keep to ourselves. And
I pull out my little change purse or whatever, and I'm about to say the luxurious, and then I realize, I guess we'll have to make do with the common beds.
And says right away, and she'll prepare 5 beds. So that altogether that'll be 15 coin because you're the one negotiating. Everyone else can pay you back.
As long as they all pay me back.
How much coin do we even have?
You guys,
20.
yeah, you all started with 20 from the previous, like
That's what
you
I
were
thought,
helping.
we had 20.
So I guess just everyone subtract 3.
Yeah, everyone can subtract 3.
Where's that on my
From
sheet?
their
I don't have a gold.
but who's gonna pay for Nessa? Nessa can't. Well, actually, no. Nessa pays for herself. Don't worry about it.
Oh, my
Nessa
fair, beautiful maiden, don't worry, I can get this.
Oh.
No. Please. I insist. Let me pay. And before you like take out the extra coin, she's already put the money in
Slapped it down.
in Lissa's hands, and she says, "Thank you. I'll prepare the beds right away." And all right.
Right, I do coin in my inventory or gear.
You do it
It's not really
in.
a place that I see for it.
There is not a place. Just have it in gear, please, and have it near the
Alright.
top. Alright, so
Just say gold.
So once the beds are prepared, I tell Lissa that Nessa is very exhausted and would need some rest.
and Esmond says, "Yes, of course. I will retire to my room then." And he walks upstairs to a private room. And all right, so
I'm gonna let Nessa rest, and I'm gonna go out in the town.
okay, all right. I'm gonna flash over to Khalgrast. You get your shield. You're kind of walking around town. You get the look from the dwarf. You get the hail and the nod from the villagers. They do kind of recognize you. Some of them, like you hear whispers in the town, like, "Oh, is that him? Is that him?" And you just going around. What are you doing? Just kind of like walking around, getting the hold of Wayward's Rest.
Yeah, I'm actually looking out for specifically to see just how pious this place is.
All right,
See what I gotta deal with that.
So everyone, after a while, you kind of get an idea. There is a market. There is a traders guild. There is the Wayward's Rest Inn, which is pretty large. There is the local militia, where most of the injured soldiers are going. There is a brewery / alchemy built together, and there is a church, but it doesn't seem like there's a lot of devout followers here.
Church
Oh,
to
here-
what?
church to like a god. I guess let's go the god of balance.
Okay.
Usually out here in the common towns, they're less religious. The closer you get to Orncia, the more religious they get. But around here, they're more pragmatic about their religion. They're more like lay of the land. The people who do pray, they pray to agricultural gods. They pray to gods of harvest or gods of safety, not greater gods.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end up in the dankest hole in the wall bar I can find.
All right. You find that. Let's go with think of a bar name, guys.
Constipated owlbear.
Perfect.
I'm saving that one. You're not using that one. I'm saving that one. All right, so think of a name of a bar.
Ooh, bottom of the barrel.
Okay, bottom of the barrel. You find yourself at a nice little bar called the Bottom of the Barrel. And how long do you stay there? Like you have a couple drinks?
Yeah, I'll spend a few hours there.
All right, so that'll be. Let's see. About 3 coin.
All right. And I will, before I leave, I'll try to find some privacy in a back room and just shed the gauntlets for a few minutes.
Yeah, and you feel your hands just free. By the way, when you do that, you still hear the voice, because it's relatively close enough. And I'll resolve that in a second.
Oh, I know, I just have itches.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna flash back to Taliesin and Morgan. So you set up the thing in the room. There's like you find a nice little patch of like ground, and you finally figure it out, Taliesin. And as you put it to the ground, it starts moving a little bit, very slight. You can't feel it, but the ground is indeed shaking, and it's shaking permanently.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh man, you guys ever read Dune?
Nope.
Well, sandworms.
Has awakened.
You know, Doan
Thank you.
invented boats.
Shut up. Anyway, continue.
All right, so you're both fascinated by this, but then everywhere the ground starts to shake massively.
Oh no.
The things go up and down, and like it's pretty intense how everything shakes. And Baldric, you're at the inn, the Wayward's Rest. Nessa's just sitting there relaxing in bed, writing something in her journal. She looks like she's about to set off for like a messenger's box, she tells you. And then everything starts shaking. The gentleman behind the counter, like bottles start flying everywhere, and he like ducks for cover. Khalgrast, you're in, and like your cup is near the edge, and you're just relaxing, and you're kind of like massaging your wrists, and everything shakes, and the cup falls over, the beer spills out.
Did they really put stuff back up on the fucking shelves in the bar?
Yes.
Like,
yeah, right.
do they have?
Right,
no, they
and-
wouldn't have bottles left to put back on the shelves if they did that.
You know, you're right. You're right. Like
I think at
like he
some
just
point
ducks
they
for
would
cover.
stop.
Yeah, they would have stopped. You're right. They would have stopped. And
Yeah,
And-
but I saw that stuff on the table, so there you go.
and Baldric, you lose your footing. You're grabbing onto something as the ground just shakes. And Lissa, who was the tavern owner, you know, like she looks like she's used to that, and she just finds like a pillar and holds against it. And it lasts for like a good minute.
Alright,
And
I
it
guess
stops.
this would actually be spout lore rather than discern realities, looking at back what discern realities exactly is.
Yes.
But I just want to take this time while this is happening and take these readings from these instruments and try to just give myself a direction to go at the very least.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and throw out lore.
Meh.
You get a I was gonna say you get a +2 because you have the seismograph and you have Morgan helping you out too.
Eight.
I was gonna say, could I assist with that? But
Yeah,
yes,
you can
thank
assist with that. You are assisting with that. Go ahead and roll 2d6 + 1. Oh yeah, you get like a +1, you get a +2, so you roll an 11 altogether. All right, so I get to tell you something
Wait,
important, something
11?
interesting.
I rolled a 6.
You rolled a 6?
Plus...
Oh, he gets a 9 altogether. My bad.
Yeah, I'll
No,
take
it's
the
3 plus 3.
11,
No, it's 3 plus 3, plus you add your intelligence, which is 2 right now.
but... I rolled an 8. I'm... Okay.
You rolled an 8.
Sorry,
Well,
I was
was gonna
just
say,
looking
you
at
rolled
the
an 8.
I was just looking at the dice, so I got confused.
yeah, no, you so yeah, you have to add your. So, anyways, you get an
Yeah,
11.
sorry, yeah, you're right.
And there's something very strange. Like at first, like you're kind of panicking because there's books falling around everywhere. But the library's actually pretty well built. So not a lot of books fall around. You notice something as the graph moves. You've never seen this before. You've studied seismographs at the time at the Gray University. Everything is even. Like the way that the tremors are working, it's even. Like you usually how earthquakes works, like it's all over the place. But the tremors are just like it looks like a very like a sine wave almost, but like compressed together. You immediately notice that.
Hey, Alex.
And
So, like, what's the tech level of this setting?
Well, I mean, like it's you see starlight on it. So again, starlight is like electricity. So it's like almost steampunkish. There's no guns. It's all magic, but they use
But there's
magic as like
machines.
there's machines. Yeah, it's
Yep, okay.
there are machines. So
All right. Well, that actually told me all I needed to know.
and
And
with
I'm gonna actually probably have to take some of this stuff with me.
and you do that, and you kind of like they're from how the tremors are coming around. So you it points in a direction. And you take a look at the map, and you look, and there used to be a very old place of ritual about a day's travel to the north, and it seems that some of the rumblings have come from that direction. Not all of them, but there are some extra tremors that come from that direction.
Okay.
Right. So, anyways, everything calms, and the tremors stop. What does everyone do? Let's start off with Baldric. People in the tavern, like they're holding on to things, and as they stop, there's a sigh of relief that nothing else is broken. But what do you do?
I want to go talk to Lissa. That's the name of the owner, right?
Yes, you walk up and you talk to Lissa.
I just ask her, my dear Lissa, how long have these tremors been going on?
A couple months now. I mean, I think 3 at the very the first set of tremors I felt. They seemed so small then. Just a
Do you know
soft rumble.
what could have caused it? Was there any event happening at that time?
Aside from the orcs invading,
But you can't think of anything else.
no. Wayward's Rest is out of the way for the most part. It's very safe here. The most action we ever get is just the odd carnival troupe walking through.
Were there any visitors at that time?
Uh,
That might have
not-
seemed a bit odd.
Not that I remember. No.
Thank you, Miss Lissa. And please take care of Nissa. I want to go find the others too.
All right, so you kind of go around. And Khalgrast, you're in the bar. Some tables are toppled over. I assume you help them back up, like you put them back.
Yep.
Right, and the barkeep says, "Thank you." Gives you another ale to replace the one that dropped onto the ground.
I give him a nod.
And what do?
I leave.
So you grab your gauntlets.
I don't
And-
grab them. I just say, let's go.
You grab. Do you put them on, or they? I think you put them on, right?
Yeah, they go on.
Yeah. And by the way, anytime you ever take off your gauntlets, there's a sense of unease. Like there's something like that. Like there's something pulling your stomach. And then when you put them back on, it relaxes. That's
Oh,
something
yeah.
for you.
Yes.
So you go back to the party, and I assume Morgan and Taliesin find the party too.
Oh yeah, we're getting everybody together now.
All right. Everyone's together.
Or at the very least,
And-
we're gonna do it tonight, like before everyone goes to bed, because we're not going out in the morning or until the morning.
Yeah. So what do you guys do? You guys are like you find yourselves in like on the street. You see each other.
Can I send out Iridan to just make a few laps around the exterior to see if
Yeah,
anything
absolutely.
else looks out of the ordinary? Anything else? If anything's popping out of the ground, possibly.
Sure. Iridan, you send them. Let's see. That seems like a discern reality move. Yeah.
Probably.
All right. So discern reality. You get to add your because you are a ranger. You get
Can I
to
assist
add.
him in that as well?
Yes, you can. So you kind of go for a walk as well. You gotta take a look at the lay of the land as well, and you get to add its cunning to your discern realities roll.
Oh, good.
So what's its cunning?
1.
1. So you get whatever you roll, you get a +1. That's a pass. It succeeded. All right. So discern realities. You get to ask me one question from that list.
One question from
One question.
Let me bring up the list again. What here is not what it appears to be, I guess.
All right. So, what here that is not what it appears to be? The way where Wayward's Rest is located, and from all the reports and news from the Orcish attacks in the north, you were a little bit surprised that this town actually hasn't been attacked. It is in a prime location for an attack. It is a central location, and the orcs are organized. They're trained. They're organized. They're very savage, but they're smart. You notice that there is no orcish presence around the town. That's just odd from like your experiences, traveling around. That's just really, really odd.
So that could mean they might know what's up, or they don't want to deal with anything that's in this area.
So Morgan, you tell that to the rest of your party, that this isn't a prime location for an orc attack, and this town, no orcs at all. They seem to be avoiding this area.
I mean, lucky us. Usually we're avoiding them, right?
I mean, when we meet up with everybody during the day, I'm just gonna tell them to we're gonna talk tonight.
Okay,
Because
so
I am going to go bathe now.
Yeah. Okay. So
I'm still covered in Ankeg goo.
I do inform them that we got rooms at a price of 3 coin per
and
what is it,
you'll
week?
pay Baldric the 3 coin. Okay, so
Yeah, sure.
there's about another hour for this. We'll take a quick 5-10 minute break. And Taliesin, Taliesin, you can go ahead and change your spells.
Yeah.
And if you want to take any other spells, and everyone else, we can take a quick break for 5 minutes. Let's reconvene.
Question: what's the rule on healing HP?
If you guys have a full night's rest, you'll have full max health.
Okay. Right, I'll be right back.
Oh, and I need to pick. Hey, Rook, make sure that you picked your bonus for actually leveling up, because I didn't do that, so I need to do that real
Pick
fast.
your what?
Oh yeah, you're right. I think she did do that.
What? Say that again.
Oh yeah,
I mean, I didn't. I'm just gonna do that.
Sorry, I can't hear you right now, Kent. You're very soft.
Oh, am I?
And the music's still loud. Yeah.
Well, you can turn the music down, Rook.
I mean, the music is turned down really low for me.
Sorry.
It's not loud.
Oh no, you're just very soft right now for me. You're talking about picking what bonuses? Something?
You already did all that, Rook.
Mm-hmm.
I made sure that you did it. It was Taliesin that didn't that forgot to add the +1 to his stat, which he chose as dexterity. And as a wizard, he gets to have an advanced move. I don't think he chose one. I'm sorry. I thought...
I'm gonna pick one. Hold on.
All right, Morgan, have you thought about any bonds for the characters yet? Oh, I think he's AFK. Rip.
Oh, I'm taking logical. That's just exactly.
Oh, hey, that's really good. Yeah, logical's great for you. All right, I'm going to use the restroom super quick.
Welcome back.
Okay, I'm also back.
Welcome back.
Alright, you guys having fun so far?
Absolutely.
Marvelous. I think once everyone gets back, we can get going. I don't want to take too much time. Another 40 to an hour. Might be shorter, might be longer.
Yeah, I'm good with
So when Kent gets back. Okay. I think Ken's making a little wee snack. I can hear like the microphone in this, the microwave in the distance.
beeping. Yeah, that's how you know.
Ah,
He's warming up his refrigerator.
amazing.
Yes, you are.
Oh,
I mean,
okay. All right. Before you guys leave town, you guys can like buy something real quick. But yeah, no. For the most part, you guys seem to be good. Can't. Welcome back. All right, so roll call. Baldric is here. Khalgrast is here. Melty, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're all here.
he had to think about it.
It sounds like he had a mouthful.
Yep.
Are you sampling more of Alex's tea?
All right.
No,
So
the meat.
everyone comes together in the morning. It's about 8. Everyone rises early. Nessa says, I have business to attend to. I will not be able to accompany you. I do wish you best of luck. And in town, I had a contact, and they helped out. I hope these help. And she takes out a small parcel, and in the parcel is a set of herbs and poultices.
Nice.
It's
I
not
can add it
much.
to my collection.
But it has 2 uses, and when it's slow, but when you use it like after combat or before combat, you heal 7 flat health. So she gives it over to Baldric and says, "Thank you for the company, but I do need to get back to my home. I do wish you the best of luck. Thank you for bringing me to this town. I appreciate it."
I kind of bow down to her and I say, I will miss you and I wish you well. Hopefully you got the rest you deserved.
Thank you, and she leaves.
So what was that? Heals 7 health out of combat?
Heals 7 health out of combat. It has 2 uses, and it's 1 weight. Okay.
Alright, last night I explained to these guys, based on my findings, either there's some machine running around underground, or there's some really, really grossly powerful magic happening at whatever that ritual location is, and it's affecting the ground.
Could I use then my bardic lore, which is spells and magic?
Yes, you can.
That actually be appropriate.
Yeah,
So- Baldric, you take a second and you think about the spell and lore. You're not too familiar with orc shaman magic, but you would know that their magic has to deal a lot with the earth. You say this to the party, and Taliesin, you still have that one graph. Do you show it to her?
Oh yeah, like it's super regular.
The fact that it's just so straight and there's a constant rumbling, and like during the tremor it wasn't like sporadic, it was just constant.
And it was just an amplification of the existing wave, right?
Yes, it was an
Yeah.
amplification of the existing wave. And you would know that there isn't actually any mechanical contraption that can do that, that can dig, to your knowledge. Either that, but the Ornsteins have been very tight-lipped about that, but you remember that Ornsteins tend to be more about the sea rather than the land.
I mean, it's just, it looks like an engine running underground,
Yeah.
is all I'm saying. Like,
Mhm.
I'm not so close-minded that I can't imagine a machine that can
Yeah.
dig.
You're logical, like you just assume all possibilities.
Yeah.
But it's very likely that it is of a magical origin from what you've heard, which is your arcane speciality. And you hear that from Bardic's mouth.
Baldric's. Yes, I relay that information to him in the most annoying Baldric way possible.
Oh, you gotta roleplay that. You can't just say that.
I want to sing it.
Perfect.
I play it while I'm explaining to him that this is most likely magic.
By the way, Kent,
Yeah?
your stream says we'll be right back, but we're back.
No, it doesn't. You need to refresh because you are behind.
That or you're just behind that much.
Yeah. I mean, well, like, that can happen just being out of sync. But no, it's updated.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
Yay.
Okay, so what does the party do now?
I say we head to that location.
I
there-
say we hire help.
I hope
Like,
you
there's
have
no
money.
orcs around here. We've been dodging orcs for, like, the past, like, however long since we left that town. Like, you better believe there's
Why
gonna
don't
be...
we go inform Esmond of this?
That's an excellent idea.
Who is that?
That's the Right. Hey, don't worry about it. I pat Khalgrast on the shoulder. And, hold on a second.
Yes, I think it would be more prudent for us to go and inform Esmond of this.
Yeah, I pat
We might
Khalgrast on the
be able-
shoulder, and he's no longer, like, a thing.
Oh, did you cast invisibility?
Yeah, yes.
And he's gone.
I see.
Alright. And you just hear a voice, I see, like an invisible. Alright. Okay, so... Alright. Esmond, he wakes up, he comes down, you're all holding talking, and says, "Good morning, companions. Is there something amiss?"
And
Good morning, Esmond.
Yeah.
We think we have an idea about these tremors and the cause of these horrendous tremors afflicting this poor town.
More importantly, we found your missing orcs. What?
I see.
What is this place to the north?
You show him on the map and it says, "Oh, that's an old place. It's known as the Gates of Dawn. It hasn't been used in a very, very long time."
No, it has. And I show him, like, the graph, and...
He kind of scratches his head, and it's like,
Listen, don't worry about the graph, and I throw the graph away.
Don't worry about the graph.
There's some kind of earth magic. That doesn't happen. that graph doesn't happen normally.
You're correct. It does seem pretty abnormal. I'll take your word for it. You are the scholarly one.
I'm not. I don't have the words to explain this to you, but just trust me on this one.
He nods.
Orcs do orc
And,
magic.
Yes, I have heard. There was a paladin, one from my order close to it. He actually went up to Arkoga. That bastard. He did tell everyone that they did use magic.
Alright, so, I kind of just press my palms into each other and, like, tilt my hand toward him. What I need from you is, anybody who's able-bodied who doesn't want to see their town, like, sink down into a sinkhole. Because I really doubt it's 1 or 2 orcs over there.
You're right. That would explain why the orcs haven't attacked. I see. Alright. I will get the word out. I'll come back with some conscripts as soon as I can.
I don't really like the idea of sending conscripts against orcs, but...
Truth be told, we're still recovering from the Onkeg attack. I've checked the barracks last night. Most of their able-bodied fighting men have been injured. There are at most 2, 3 skilled soldiers that have trains. The rest are young lads and...
Alright, you know what?
older
Scratch
men.
that plan. I don't want able bodies, I want fast runners.
Fast runners. I can do that. What do you need?
You know, just enough to be seen.
So what exactly are you asking?
I want to make it look like we have people out there, but I don't really want anybody who can fight. I want people who can get the fuck away from a fight.
I see.
And,
All right.
like, don't equip them with good kit. Like, give them things that they can throw down and run so that, you know, they can actually get away.
Okay. Alright, I see what you're doing. And, you say that, and he says, interesting. That's an interesting tactic. It might work. What about you guys? What are you going to be doing?
I mean, we're just gonna break up whatever ritual they're doing. I mean, orcs don't really handle it too well if you take out the head, so...
And he says you're correct. Alright. If that's the case, I will stay here and I will organize the troop movements. I'm familiar with this. I have been trained in this. I will do that. And he kind of like says, anything else?
Yeah, just make it look like you found them out and that you're about to go marching in. And hopefully we'll have all this finished before they chase you back to town. Otherwise,
Understood.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way.
He nods and says,
But we will have this wrapped up.
Oh, yeah,
Excellent. Alright, so, anyways, he does that, he nods, and he's going out, he's shouting, he's like, you, I need you, and like, and within the hour, as you guys prepare to embark on your adventure, the whole town is moving. A lot of people are coming around, and you see Aiden, you see, you actually even see Nessa helping out too, with all that stuff. Okay, what does the party do now?
Well, I mean, I'm gonna...
Let's prepare to leave.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab all those maps. Taking those maps with me.
Alright, you take the maps, and Khalgrast is there, and any last things you want to do in town before you move out?
Should we hand the maps to our ranger?
Oh,
Make sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I throw the maps at Morgan. Here, find me somewhere we can sneak in.
I can just see you throwing it at him as you're walking
Yeah, no, just
away.
like a handful of maps flying through the air, and Morgan's like running around, like trying to snatch them out of the air. Like, yeah, I got it. Yeah,
Yep,
no problem.
Okay, excellent. Alright, so how are you guys for rations? Everyone has rations?
Yes.
Tons.
Okay, alright. You are about to undertake a perilous journey. Hope you guys are ready.
Rations. Hold on.
Actually, 1 second.
Does that count as
right before we
adventuring gear?
leave.
That is not adventuring gear. Ration is rations.
How much do rations cost, actually?
Alright, rations. Well, it'll only take you a day's travel to get there, just so you know.
I'd like to get some rations then. How much?
Well, for a set
Yeah,
of...
I can't quickly go to pages in this damn PDF.
I'm trying to find... Dungeon rations, it's 5 uses for 3 coins.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, so we'll...
You stop by the...
rations, 5 uses, right?
5 uses, and it's cost 3 coins. You stop by the beef jerky place, they give you some rations.
I mean, I
I'll
get
take some.
hardtack too. I'm not a fucking animal.
So buy whatever you need. They have it. They have either sorry. Hardtack is 7 uses for 3 coins. Dungeon rations is 5 uses for 3 coins, and they don't have oven bread. Straight up, they don't have oven bread.
So what's that first one?
Wait, how much is hardtack actually?
It's the same thing. You get 2 more uses, but it tastes like ass.
I know, I'm buying rations.
Yeah, my rations.
Is that actually like? Does that have a mechanical effect or?
It could.
I mean, like it. Okay, let me read the flavor text. Dwarves say it tastes like home. Everyone else says it tastes like home if home is a hog farm and on fire.
Oh, I'm getting that.
So
perfect for me.
So essentially, it's you get more uses out of it, but it tastes really bad. For example, mechanically, it doesn't really do anything. But what I might do is that if you guys are like really tired or exhausted and you guys don't have good food, it's not going to work out well for you guys.
It doesn't give us the nutrients we need.
It also
Yes.
probably keeps longer.
It does keep. No, well, Dungeon Rations and Dwarven Hardtack are the same. They last for a very long time. Think of hardtack like really, really stale bread that can last forever.
That's
like a
literally
minor.
what hardtack is, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Dungeon Rations are like preserved foods, like preserved salmon, preserved fruits, and all that stuff. Not bad, not great, but Elven bread is super rare. You wouldn't find it around here.
Well, I have both, so.
Anyways, so you guys set out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it'll last you 1 day to get to this place, and you are undertaking perilous journey because you know that there are orcs in the area. All right, let me read this to you guys.
Oh, yeah, we
Undertake-
have to have, like 2 people.
3 people altogether.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait. If I'm invisible,
No, the
can
invisibility will run out.
I just take the food?
No, you're no.
Can I just?
Like,
I
guys.
do like that. Can I just take?
All
Like,
right.
guys, I can go shopping.
All right. Undertake a perilous journey. When you travel through hostile territory, choose one member. There's 3 members altogether. Choose one member to be the trailblazer, 1 member to scout, and 1 member to be the quartermaster. I want to remind everyone, because Melty is an elven ranger, he will succeed at one of these automatically, no matter what.
Just whatever
automatically
we put him
succeeds.
at, he's gonna succeed.
Yes. Let me
What do
describe.
those do?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
about to explain that. The quartermaster reduces the number of rations required by 1. The trailblazer reduces the amount of time it takes to reach your destination. The scout will spot any trouble quick enough to let you get the drop on them. On a 7 to 9. Sorry?
Sorry,
Scouting.
continue. Yeah, Melty scouting.
You may want me to be. Yeah.
All
So
right.
what-
Makes sense.
So what goes into? So do we
Yeah,
have
what
to
checks
roll
are
for this?
This is a wisdom, and 1 person will have the benefit of a +1 because of the maps.
Right, the Pathfinder will have the +1.
The
Okay.
trailblazer will have the +1.
Right, that one.
So it'll be wisdom +1. On a 10+, you do your job and you actually reduce the amount of time, or you reduce the amount of rations by 1. On
I
a
guess
7
I'll
to
do that.
9, they do their jobs as expected, like normal distance, normal food, and no one gets a drop on you. But because Melty is a scout, you automatically succeed that. Okay.
Okay,
All right, well,
and
we get
I
there.
have 13 wisdom, by the way.
Okay. So you're gonna be the.
Same.
So which one of you wants to be the quartermaster?
It doesn't really matter, just whoever wants to.
What about you, Kent? What's your wisdom?
Huh? I
He already
already,
rolled.
I'm pathfinding. I already rolled.
He's the
you already
trailblazer.
rolled.
I don't want to get there
Okay.
faster. I want to get there in the situation that I want to get in. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
okay,
I
then
want to find
there I
that
rolled.
path. Get that sneaky
Huh.
entrance.
Hey, you reduced the rations by 1,
So you
so
don't
you only
even need-
use 3 rations instead of 4.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yes.
Wait. Okay. But
It's
we
gonna
each
take
have
you a day
our
to
own
get there.
rations, so just one of us doesn't take rations
Yeah,
down?
one like for example, like Baldric, while he's singing to himself, he cooks up a nice meal for everyone, and you.
So I
Uh,
use
check-
3 of my rations, and no one else uses any.
Or no, like you guys can split that up however.
I mean, that's
however you
actually
want.
that works narratively if you want to do it that way. Actually, Rook.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'll.
Because
Yeah,
like,
it
who
doesn't
cares?
matter.
Who cares whose rations are eaten? Really, out,
Yeah, like,
out
we're
of
gonna
character.
feed everybody.
Who gives
It's
a
actually better.
Who gives a fat fuck? Actually, yeah, you want to, and you guys need to remember this for Torchbearer. You want to actually share rations so that you clear out your
Okay.
inventory.
So then this is I've got 2 uses left for my rations because I used 3.
Yes, correct. So Baldric channels his inner halfling from a campaign long since.
And I begrudgingly share with Melty's
Yes,
bird.
The bird gets them too. I love it.
I have to tease the bird a little bit, hold meat out and then pull it back, and then hold it out, then pull it back.
All right.
Thank you,
So,
Melty.
all right. So this is what happens. Everyone succeeds in their role. What is it that you wanted to do with the trailblazing thing there, Taliesin? You wanted to get there how you wanted to?
Yeah, like, basically, I want to find I want to be able to approach this place unseen, basically.
Okay. You do that, and all right. So this is what's going to happen. You guys travel for about 5 hours, and eventually you meet Forest. You meet Forest, and as you walk through the forest, it's eerily quiet now. Morgan is ahead. Same thing. Same. Are you still doing 20 minutes, or are you doing shorter because it's more perilous? About how much further ahead are you?
Only about 15 minutes, probably. Just
Only
because
about 15 minutes. Well,
if I'm in a very bad spot, I need them to bail me out.
Yes, if you're in a bad spot. However, because you see there's something that happened, and also, because you have maps and because you are trailblazing and you're really focused on making sure that you get there safely and on time, the time would take be only about 5 minutes because you guys move really quickly, because of Taliesin's success at trailblazing. So, Morgan, you're walking. You're being very careful. Like you're so light on your feet that not even twigs snap under the press of your boot. Iridan is on your shoulder and is very quiet. His eyes darting left and right, looking carefully. Very familiar feeling of deep in the forest. And you hear a sound, a crack, and a snort. And you hear a language that you can only determine as Orcish. What do you do?
Oh boy. They don't know I'm here.
No idea.
Good. How far from just from like the guesstimated like what our path is going to be, how far are we going to be from this small like encampment?
About another 2-3 hours if you guys move pretty quickly. About 2-3 hours.
All right. I'm gonna really quickly survey them. Does this look like a scouting group?
Well, because you succeeded and you're like literally the fucking knight. You hide behind a tree and you listen. You don't understand them. They don't speak common. They're speaking their tongue, and there's only 3 of them there. And one of them, 2 of them actually have their armors off, and it looks like they're just kind of relaxing at the moment. They're darker skin. They have tattoo marks all over their chest. They're braided. Their tusks are moving. They're speaking in this guttural tone that makes you feel very uneasy. There are 2 men and 1 woman orc, and they're like bulky and beefy. Their axes are laid against a tree, and they're just sitting there and they're talking. And it looks like they're just eating. They're next. There's no campfire. They have, rations, their own kind of rations, whatever orc rations are. You can't even tell what it's made out of, but they're eating it and they're just conversing.
There's no maps. Nothing looks like that.
One of them does seem to have like a parcel on, like there's like a small bag, and you can see papers coming out of it. But aside from that, nothing else.
How distant is that parcel from them?
How distant is that parcel from them? It's next to the tree, next to their axes. I mean, you feasibly could.
Is anyone?
No, they have no idea you're there.
But is anyone looking at where their weapons
No,
are?
they're very focused on the conversation with each other.
I'm gonna attempt to snatch the parcel away.
All right. So, go ahead and roll Defy Danger. It looks like you're trying to be quick on your feet, so that can be Dex.
Yeah. Where's that character sheet? There it is.
Ooh. Oh. All right.
All right.
Turn in the corner and snatch the parcel without making a sound. You wait for a bird to flutter its wings, and you grab it. And what do you do?
Yoink. I'm gonna start moving away from the encampment and back towards where my group is going to be.
All right, you zoom back. So we zoom back a few minutes, and Taliesin, you're looking at the map. Baldric is kind of like stepping, making sure his boots, I assume, aren't getting in the muck. Is that what Baldric would do? Trying to make sure.
He wouldn't want to dirty his precious boots or his precious mandolin.
Exactly, and Khalgrast doesn't care. He's just walking through, making sure his eyes are out. By the way, as you walk, you hear a voice in your mind. This is the right direction. Keep going this way. Keep going this way.
I let out a grunt.
None of you hear this. Only Khalgrast can hear this, by the way.
Okay.
Oh, this is the right way.
You just heard Khalgrast grunt.
All right, so a few minutes pass, and Morgan comes back. Morgan, what do you do? Like, show them the map.
Whatever's in the parcel.
Whatever's in the parcel. You open up, and you see scribbles, and it's again written in Orcish. Can any of you read Orcish?
How do you determine your languages here?
Actually, your background. I assume you can read Orcish. Yeah, you can go ahead. You can read it. Because
My background?
yeah, you come from the college.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna slide this over to Taliesin, saying like I found this on a orc encampment about
5 minutes from here. Shows the
5
direction points on the map.
here. Can't understand it. Can you understand?
Okay, what's it say?
All right, you actually read a couple things. Troop movements. This is very valuable information to Esmond, and you see some messages back and forth, just general orders.
This is just a courier.
The couriers. However, they say within the next week the ritual will be complete. Once it is done here, we will move to the next location. But they don't specify where the location is. Aside from that,
We should warn Edmund.
I mean, no, we're not here to like fight those guys. Like, that's great that we got this information, but like, I'm not giving away our position for something like this.
As the party kind of discusses in hushed voices, Iridan turns its head and whispers a little bit, beckoning Morgan to get down.
I'm gonna slouch down.
And I assume the party slouches down as well.
I think Iridan sees something.
Yes.
And Baldric, you begrudgingly slouch down. Your foot is in a pile of mud right now. You hear movement, and you hear the voices of orcs. They don't know you're there. They just run past you. It seems that your feint for your maneuver worked. And some orcs have moved from their original location and are moving down the trees. Thankfully, due to Taliesin's trailblazing, you're able to find a nice alcove to hide in.
Can I see any of the orcs?
Yeah, sure, you can see it.
Do any of them look like the ones that I had just recently seen?
Go ahead. Well, it looks like you're trying to discern realities, my dude.
All right. So that's another wisdom.
Can I assist him on that?
Yeah, go ahead and roll your bond.
See, what is bond again?
2d6 plus your bond with him. You have one with him no matter what. You just don't know what exactly just yet. You'll decide that at the end. And go ahead, roll to try and assist them. Unfortunately, you can't really see much and help them. I'll have to recheck those rules, but because your foot's in the mud.
All right.
Okay, so you get to ask me one of those questions.
From discern reality. Let me pull that back up. What here is useful or valuable to me?
All right, so you take a look at the orcs. They seem to there's like about 12 of them. For the most part, the forces don't seem too much. They seem to be light. The clan that they have, they all share the same tattoos. They all share the same marks: the darker skin, the tattoos on their body, the braids, and the tusks that are massive. They're marching, moving quickly. They're staying low to the ground, and they're definitely armed and ready. You can't really tell how many that are left behind, but it does seem a little bit sizable that these orcs are ready to fight.
What direction are they going?
They're going towards the town.
We need to send a runner back to Edmund.
Could we use your bird?
Alright, sorry about that, I'm back.
So, if you missed that, there's a bunch of orcs that ran by. They're the same tattoos. And Morgan just said we need to send a runner back, or we need to warn Esmond that there is about 12 orcs headed to the town about to attack.
Oh, actually, hey, Alex.
Yes.
Could we do a flashback?
Yeah, we can do flashback.
Because
What's up?
I would like to already have cast a spell here.
What do you cast?
I am going to cast telepathy.
All right. Do you forget the spell afterwards? Do you draw on one of the attention?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just going to forget the spell.
All right. So you forget the spell after you cast it, and I assume you telepathy Esmond.
Yes.
Troop movements. Okay. You tell him these guys are moving this way, and Esmond nods back, and you get your message across. And I think
Telepathic nodding.
telepathic nodding.
How does that...
Nods telepathically.
Nods telepathically.
Yeah, I just know that he is nodding. I just have knowledge of him nodding.
All right, so he knows, so you guys can move forward.
All right.
Okay,
Such amazing utility.
All right, so do you guys keep going? Do you guys you guys know there's 3 scouts there, or do you just ignore them and walk right past them?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I would prefer to ignore them.
They're of no concern to us.
We have a mission to accomplish, and if we try to do anything with them, it's just to either slow us down or just make things worse.
All right, then. Okay, so you travel about another couple hours, and you do see the outcrops as the forest ends, and you see a large building in the distance. Let me know when you guys are on there. I'm about to mark you guys on the map. Because of the hush, the immediate, hold on, come on. There you go. Do you guys see yourselves down there?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Little blurb, yeah.
All right. So you guys are walking up towards the gates of dawn, and there's a lot of tracks and footprints going to and from this location. Some of them old and weathered and lost to the weather. Others, footprints of an orc. There's quite a bit of them. There have been movement here.
Where's the freshest set?
The freshest set you can see. Like you kneel over and you assume that it's the 12 orcs that just ran past.
Mm-hmm.
What does the party do?
Are those just like regular ass walls?
They're regular walls.
Or is there like a ceiling that I can't see? Or
No, there's no ceiling. Like the wall around it actually is pretty much broken. You guys can walk through it, no problem.
Mhm.
It's just there used to be a wall there.
Oh, I see.
Can we see through it? See
You
what's going on the other side?
Yeah, what's going on in there?
you'd have to get a little bit closer from where you guys are right now.
Let's do that. Let's get
Yeah, we're
closer.
gonna do that. Yeah.
All right. So you get a little bit closer, and this is where I'm going to end the trailblazing effect. As you get just close enough to be able to peer through, you see a soft red glow from the door. By the way, these things over here are doors.
Mhm.
It's not quite closed, but it's open, and there's like a red glow coming from it, and there's a thrum, and the ground shakes a little bit. The closer you get, the more firm the aftershocks get. Nothing like it will cause you to get off your feet, but it's just the constant rumbling.
Hey, Alex.
Yes,
This is a place of power, right?
this is indeed a place of power.
Wow.
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 All right, so ritual effects
Wow.
are always possible, but the GM will give you 1 to 4 of the following conditions. So basically,
Yes.
to describe to you what I would like to do.
When you draw on a place of power to create a magical effect,
Mhm.
yes. So
Yeah.
what would you like to do?
Let's
The thing is, though,
see
you
here.
have to actually get closer. You can feel the magical force. Like your book lights up with energy. You can feel like traces of mana coursing through. Actually, both you and Morgan can feel it. Baldric, your lute, and you hear little twinkles of just sounds coursing through the air because of your arcane ability to harness it in song, and you hear notes, a pleasant note, a dissonant note, and they're just mixing back and forth. Like there's this like crazy chaotic symphony the closer you get towards the Gates of Dawn. And Khalgrast, you're not at all magical, but your goblins are like, yes, closer.
You know, I mean, I don't need to get closer to the ritual to do what I want to do, Alex.
Mm-hmm. What would you want to do?
I want to go over to, like, say, one side of the wall, like over here.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to create, like, you know, a little sound and light show.
All right.
And then another actual explosion about 60 seconds later.
Okay. So, you go ahead and do that. What you want to draw on that place of power? You want to take a second to do? Okay, let's see.
Well, you pick,
All right.
1 to 4 of these conditions.
Okay, 1 to 4. You will need help from Morgan.
I'm going to look out for him.
Okay, what's up? Let's do that.
And you and your allies will risk danger from attack. Those are the two. And because it's something so menial and small, the explosion is like an actual explosion.
The second one, yes.
The actual because you were doing it so quick, the best it can do is a lesser version, unreliable and limited. So it'll be an explosion, but not as great as you think it's gonna be.
Okay.
All right. So, all right. Do you have to roll int, or do you just do it?
It doesn't say
Looks like you just
anything
do
like
it.
that.
Yeah, just do it. Okay. So,
It's
Morgan.
more of like a role play thing. Yeah.
Morgan, you feel like a thrum from your hands, like magic. You can't cast spells, but you just feel something latent with it. You put your hands. You just kind of you close your eyes, and some of your mana actually escapes your body, and goes into Taliesin.
Yeah, sorry, I need some elf juice to do this.
Oh my god.
Rude.
I mean,
Taliesin.
it's a fey illusion. Like, I need extra fey juice. Sorry, give me your fey
And-
juice.
And Taliesin, you feel this power, but the mana that you get from Morgan is a bit different. You can't really put your finger on it, literally. But anyways, you close your eyes and you call upon the power. The light that used to glow red glows blue and purple with energy of life. And you clap your hands together. You make a light show. Describe the light show.
Well, what I would like to, I guess, if we're over here,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like it to happen over here, or just
Mhm,
vice
okay, you
versa,
can do
however
that.
we're doing that. Like, I don't want it to be next to us,
Yes.
or like we can lay it and then run away. Actually, is what I really had in mind. But whatever works for you, Alex.
Yep. So you want it to happen over here?
Can we
Yeah.
have Khalgrast punch through the wall on the other side as you're making all that noise?
I mean, we don't have to punch through the wall. It's got huge gaps. That's
Yeah, you can just walk through it.
walk through
good
it.
thinking.
True.
Good thinking. We're just gonna walk through the wall though. And yes, then like I'm gonna start kicking. You know, if I see ritual circles, I'm just gonna start kicking those
Yep.
apart. But yeah, that's the idea. So yeah,
Okay.
just like it's like a gathering of like energy. You can hear like something like a sound raising in pitch, and then like an explode, like a flash of light followed by a whole lot of smoke,
Okay. So
and then
you
like
do
an
that.
actual concussive explosion whenever they're standing on top of it.
Okay. So you're able to do the first part.
With the
And,
lesser version of the
This was going to happen. After a few moments pass, and you put your hands to the ground, you for a second you see that location from the view of leaves and trees. You know, you like the trees, you like the leaves. You see like the bird's eye view of that area, and there's a small little dot of magic of mana. It bellows. It creates thrums of energy. Just escape it for a moment, and the sound happens. Hyper sound, and you hear footsteps. You hear sounds. You hear grunts. 1 second. GM layer. I'm gonna go through layers. About 4 or 5 orcs and tokens walk over there, and they look at it. A few of them lean over and they poke at the mana because they're not really smart. They poke at it, and then 60 seconds after that, explosion happens. Unfortunately, because you had such a short time to do it, it doesn't really do any damage to them.
That's
But
confusing.
the smoke washes over the entirety of the Gates of Dawn, and the 5 orcs just get knocked back off their asses.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Hell yeah.
from the force. What does the party do? And you hear
Let's attack.
voices and screeches, and as the party starts to muster up, a huge shockwave bellows from the ground, and red light shoots up into the air.
Whoa.
Like it's in the center as the party walks over the wall. First off, let me just go to GM layer and thankfully, because of your movements, there's not a lot of orcs here anymore. Most of them have left, but there are enough to cause a bit of a threat. And at the center, there's a singular shaman right there. His hands waving in the air. There's this force field around him as it shoots up as the ground starts to shake more and more and more. And this voice, you can actually hear a voice bellow from the center of this ritual. And it's this guttural, deep tone that just causes the whole party just to shake just a moment in fear. And Khalgrast, you hear inside from your gauntlets, you hear, yes, it begins. And let me just start this. Let me know if it's too loud. All right, so there are about 5 or 6 orcs on their ass over here. There's about another 6 or so over here. There would have been more, but thankfully, those 12 orcs. Oh, that would have been bad if you had to deal with them. All right, what does the party do?
Where's the high ground?
I want to do my arcane magic thing on Khalgrast.
All right, so you take out your loot, and something strange happens. The music, it seems to flow more naturally. The energy, you start to see actual notes floating in the air, and it seems that despite the red energy from the grounds, blue notes are showing and purple notes are showing, like a sheet music in front of you. You got a +1 to your arcane arts. What do you do?
1d4 to damage, and also the next time someone successfully assists Khalgrast, he gets a +2.
Okay, all right. Roll it. Add +1 to the result. Oh, that's an 11. You do it, Khalgrast. You get +1d4 plus your merciless. So you get 2d4 the next time you do damage, and whoever helps him out gets another +2. All right, Morgan, you find like a nice little rock that you climb on top of. You have a bit of the high ground. Arid and screeches, he flies up, providing a bird's eye view for you, communicating with you through a bond that only you share with him. Now, Khalgrast and Taliesin, what do you guys do?
I step forward, put my fist to the ground, creating small little divots in the ground, and goad the orcs to make just
all right
screams. Guttural screams.
I'm gonna shoot a magic missile at the shaman. Hey, stop that! Bad.
All right.
Stop doing that.
All right, Khalgrast, you dig yourself and you roar, and like deep inside you, there's another voice. And actually, for a split second, everyone else hears this other voice that roars in harmony with Khalgrast, and it just bellows. And all the orcs look and they turn to Khalgrast, and they're running towards them. These two groups of orcs. And
okay, it's a defense. Defending the area is the actual action, by the way.
Defending, yes, they're forcing to attack you. So go ahead, roll Constitution, and meanwhile, Taliesin, go ahead and roll Magic Missile. Nice. And Con. All right.
Whoops.
No, that's 9 on Con, and
Hey.
right, he's a,
I didn't roll as my character though. Hold on.
well, yeah, it's fine, but you still roll a 9 though.
PC number
regardless.
5.
PC number 5.
How?
All right. So you still roll a 9. Morgan, you notice that you can help him get a success. So Morgan, if you like shoot some arrows, you're trying to assist him right now.
Absolutely.
So go ahead, roll your bond with him. 2d6 plus 1. And you get a +2 because of Baldric's arcane tone. So you get a +3 to the end roll of this. So 2d6 plus 3. Oh no.
Nice.
That's too bad.
That's experience.
That's experience though. Alright, so unfortunately you don't actually get to help him. And I'm gonna say, because of all this energy going around, it's causing your head to spin a little bit, you use another one of your ammo. So you're 1 out of 3 left.
Man,
But you get experience. One experience.
I will take the EXP though.
Wait, the music just stopped.
No.
No, it's still going for me.
It can.
It can, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just reset it. Sorry guys.
It's not a big deal, yeah.
I just stopped playing for me. The fuck? Let me
You have to,
refresh.
like,
my page.
stop it and restart it, yeah.
So anyways, alright. Khalgrast, you dig yourself into the ground. Did you roll a con?
It was up there. I rolled it.
Yeah, it's 9. Okay, you gotta choose one of those things.
Hold on. I don't know if that works or not because I wasn't as my character.
No, you still rolled a 6 and you added
just-
the +2 from
yeah.
your con.
It still
okay.
does the right number, dude.
Okay, good.
Alright, so...
the one effect I want to do is to deal my damage, to deal my level in damage.
Alright, so they crash against you and you do 2 damage to them. You punch them across the face.
No,
and
no, no. Hold up, I dealt damage.
Yes.
That triggers Merciless and that other thing.
Holy shit, you're right. So roll 2d4, dude. So you hear, oh my god. Okay, you hear the thrum of power from the eldritch tones. Baldric is singing in the background, "You're so badass! You're so badass!" and playing to the tune of the energy from the Gates of Dawn. Arrows whiz and fly past you. Unfortunately, don't really do much help. But as you punch him across the face for 6 damage plus 2, that's 8 altogether, more magic missiles creep from behind, and they go for the shaman in the center. They tap, 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 tap against the shield. It cracks. Some magic escapes as the light above him starts to dwindle just a little bit. And, Khalgrast, you just straight up fucking murder, like, this entire squad of orcs.
Just a flurry of punches and grabs.
Just a flurry of punches, and like, you just, like, you're in the middle, like, they try to attack you, grab him, you throw him against another, and it's just intense, crazy battling right now. Alright. As this happens, though, there's another roar. And just behind the wall, up climbs a massive being. He is frothing at the mouth. He has 2 axes drawn. He's much larger than the other orcs. In fact, some of the magic that comes from the shaman goes to him.
He looks about the same size to me.
Give me a moment. Okay. And he enlarges a little bit, and he sees, and his eyes focus on Taliesin, and he moves so fast. In the blink of an eye, he's there.
I flip him the bird real quick right before he hits me.
What does the party do?
Shoot in the legs! Call shot legs.
Cold shot legs.
Defend Taliesin.
Alright.
Man, I'm still hitting that.
Hold on, before you do that, I want to do my arcane art on Taliesin and give him the +2 to assist and the +1d4 damage.
Okay, so again, Baldric, you play the trombone. Play the medieval version of Guitar Hero, and you're playing this music going everywhere. And the orcs, you do one of those things, I believe. You attract one of the attention, yeah, because you got a half success.
I think you actually have to choose. I think it says.
No, the player chooses that always.
I thought it was the
Give me 1
GM's
second.
choice. Yeah. Your spell still works, but you draw unwanted attention to, or your magic reverberates to other targets affecting them as well. GM's choice.
It's gonna reverberate to other targets.
Oh,
There's a
damn.
huge mess of magic right now, and your effect works on Taliesin, but it also affects the orcs. As your magic clashes with the energy of the Gates of Dawn, and it sends out this symphonic, dissonant, harmonic sounds everywhere, and the orcs are buffed as they come closer. Alright, next on the list, Cold Shot Legs. Alright, do it, Morgan. Dex roll. That's a 7. You actually hit it in the legs.
It is slowed.
It is slowed. It hobbles for a second. It lags behind the other orcs as they come crashing against the party. Khalgrast, next. You are going to be defending, yes?
Yes.
Alright. Does Taliesin want to act first, or does Khalgrast want to act first?
Go ahead.
Alright, Khalgrast. The camera pans on you. You're defending. Roll your con. Alright, choose one thing.
Okay, they're gonna take damage.
Alright, roll your 2d4, man.
You can also
my dude.
redirect the attack, though.
You could redirect the attack, but he's just gonna go for,
I guess that's all he's gonna do. Okay, that's fine. I guess.
I want
Alright.
to kill.
5. You only managed to get 2 of them, as the other managed to wrap around.
7 total.
Yeah, no, 7 total. Wait, I gotta reduce armor too, because they have
Yes.
armor. Alright. So, you managed to, like, stop 3 of them, and you punch them in the knees, and the shin, and the face. You throw them back, you're merciless. You're You only get one of those d4 because you already used your your damage buff from before. So you actually only do 3 damage. So actually, you only stop one of them, and 3 of them manage to run past you. They want to go for the wizard first. They are trained. They are organized, and they go for a slash against Taliesin. What do? They just right in front of you.
Send the bird at it.
No,
I can actually send the bird. No, I can actually.
He can actually send the bird.
They're actually humanoid. He's trained to attack them this time. They're humanoid.
Humanoids, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you want to volley? Do you want to volley?
Yeah.
All right. So you shoot your volley, and your arrows are flying alongside your bird. And according to attack, roll your volley. You get +2, I believe. And its ferocity.
So Dex plus his ferocity.
To your damage. So you just roll your dex, and then you add its ferocity to your damage if you land it.
Okay.
Oh, that's a hit! All your damage!
Hey.
Max damage! +2!
The ferocity is 10.
It's 10 damage altogether, and like these 3 orcs are just about to go through you. Your magic shoots out of the bardic magic from Baldric. Sorry, Baldric. Shoots out from your chest, and it creates like a short distance. It stuns them, and 2 arrows right in their headshot, right in the dome. They fall over, and as just as the last orc is about to slash you, you see Iridan come in and claw his fucking face out.
Vicious eagle.
Caw.
Right.
All right, here we
That's
got it. Back at it again with the magic missile.
Oh, you did it!
And
All right,
it's 3d4 thanks to the bonus.
Yes, because of the bardic lore. All right, 8 damage. You shoot at 2 magic missiles, and Baldric, you're playing. Gonna shoot my own magic missile, and another magic missile shoots out of his loot in harmony with yours.
Does he
and
do a
all 3
pelvic
of them.
thrust whenever he does it?
Yes.
Yes, you do a pelvic thrust when you do it, and all 3 of them.
Alex, I
and
thought this game was supposed to be less goofy.
Hey, look, it's not. It's a little bit less goofy. It's serious, more serious.
It is actually still way less goofy because the last one was extremely goofy.
All right, so the 3 of them. All right, so the 3 of them hits the shield, causing the shaman to knock back. You actually break the shield by 1 damage. You guys are lucky. And the ceremony, like it just then all the magic just shockwaves him out, and he gets flung behind. He shakes his head. He's angry. He's really upset, and he takes out a horn and he blows it. Meanwhile, the berserker in front of you manages to hobble up. He doesn't pull out the arrow. He takes his axe and chops off the shaft and just runs straight for Morgan.
All right. Oh no.
What do you do?
I think I have to try and hobble it again.
You can try.
I'm gonna do my damnedest.
You should run away.
Say that right, Ron. But I am a healthy person. I'm gonna try hobbling anyway.
Oh shit! All right. So how called shot works is that you can only do it on helpless or unaware targets. I do allow you to do it for the first time because he just entered combat, but this time around you can't really do a called shot because those effects are more meant for like surprised or.
Okay.
So you can still volley. You can still roll your damage.
I'm still volleying, yeah.
All right. So roll your damage. Do you want Iridan to help you?
Absolutely.
All right. So you shoot your arrows, and unfortunately, the dude has a lot of armor. Despite his skin being naked, or not naked, like just like no armor on him, it just deflects off the magic. Like you see shells of magic around his body as the arrows pit pat. But thankfully, Iridan manages to get the flank, and his beak like tears out a piece of his flesh, and he roars in pain. But now he is on the party. He is right next to you, Morgan. His axe is just about to slam down. What does the party do?
Oh, I'm gonna tie him up.
All right, are you
Defensive Morgan? Yeah, defensive Morgan.
defensive Morgan? Roll it. Oh my God, the rolls, man, they're so good.
All right, so as the axe is coming down, I'll actually I'll stop. I'll grab both hands.
Yes.
The gauntlets will kind of shift and push forward. That the effects I'm going to put on him, 3 effects. I'm going to do redirect the attack to me,
Okay.
half the attack,
Okay.
and go ahead and I'll go ahead and do a forward. I give an ally a forward.
Okay, so
Give it to me, 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 give it to me.
I'll give it to it's
anyone else who acts. So I guess actually it applies
to an ally.
To an ally.
It's
so
the next ally to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
No,
All right.
It's an ally. It's any ally I can give it. Wait, so what I do is I stop the actual hit, and so I'm kind of staring him down, and I'll just headbutt him. As I headbutt him, the gauntlets shift, forming kind of a helmet or a stone circle on my head. So just whack into him with the head.
All right.
My hands are tied up.
Yep, and you bash his face with your head, and Morgan, you're reeling back from the recoil of your bow, and this axe is like in a blink of an eye, almost about you, but Khalgrast acts just in time, defending you in the nick of time, and he's gonna roll his damage against Khalgrast.
Oh boy!
Rolls max damage. It's halved and then reduced by your armor.
Yep. So let's see. So that's
Wait, don't forget, he was buffed by Baldric's tones. Rolls an extra 3. So altogether, 18 damage.
Okay, so that's divided by 2 is 9.
9 minus
6 damage. Okay.
Okay, 6 damage to you. And your feet get pushed into the ground as you're holding it up. His axe is digging into your shoulder. Alright, looking back at Taliesin, you have a free moment. The Orc Berserker is stuck in its place. What do you do?
Is that shaman still up there? What is he doing?
The shaman, you notice, his eyes are closing, his staff is out, green magic bellows and mixes
Oh
with
yeah, I
red
bet you
energy.
thought we were done, huh?
Oh, you thought this was a game!
Alright, roll your damage, and you actually kill it.
Right in
one
the
shot.
dome. Straight to the dome.
Straight to the dome. And the two, your two magic missiles, they entwine again, go through his head, and he is dead. Alright, Baldric, you see a moment for your own,
I'm gonna try to heal, Khalgrast.
Khalgrast, and you also get another effect because of your Eldritch Tones.
I'll
Yes.
give the forward to Baldric as well, I guess.
Yes, you'll give the forward to Baldric. You also get a +1 to this. So while the Berserker is distracted, you get to roll your Charisma, and you get to add +1 to the end roll. Oh, it succeeded! Oh, it succeeded!
So that's a 1d4 also with the heal, so I gotta roll 1d8 also.
Yes, you roll a 1d8, and what's the other thing you wanted to buff his damage?
Yes.
Oh wow, you didn't. That attack never happened. You roll an 8, so go ahead and heal 8 health there, Khalgrast.
He's
And he
tied
gets
up,
a
right?
1d4.
Yes, it's 1d4, and what's it called? You want it to boost his damage?
No, that was the heal and the 1d4 damage that I was doing to him.
Sorry, I'm confused. What were you trying to
Yeah,
say
wait,
again?
what?
No, to Khalgrast. He gets the plus 1d4 dice damage
yeah,
and
Oh,
heal.
okay, and the heal,
What you said,
okay.
Alex. Yeah, what you
Yeah.
said, Alex.
Yeah, no, yeah, it made sense. Okay, so you get a plus 1d4 damage to yourself, Khalgrast, and because of this, the orc breaks free because it only applies to one ally. So the +1 applied to Baldric with his cast.
Yeah,
Morgan.
the heal, like, shunted the axe out of me.
Yeah, and he shunted the axe out of you, and he roars. And unfortunately for you guys, 2 more climb from either ends of the wall.
Can we not?
All right, what does the party do?
I'm gonna punch the mess out of this orc in front of me.
All right, hack and slash. You get to roll 1d4 damage, extra one. So you get to roll damage or first roll strength. All right, that's a 9. Does someone want to help him?
I'll help him because I got
Alright.
the +2 on that. So the bond is 2d6 plus 2.
Yeah, 2d6 plus 2. And Baldric, you're just like playing to the rhythm of your lute. All right, you do help him. You do help him. You barely manage to help him, but you do draw the attention of one of the other orcs. That will resolve that after. All right, that's a +1, Khalgrast. You get a success. Roll your damage. Oh wow. And now go ahead and roll another 2d4 because the buff and merciless. 14 damage. All right, how do you kill this guy?
Oh, so we tie up again. I grab his arms and just pull them out of socket. And then kick him.
All right, so you
The
grab his
torso.
arms,
Yep.
you break him. It's funny because he's like 4 times your height, and you just take of his arm, and then you do like a jumping drop kick to his torso, and like he flings, and his body actually ends up on the shaman. It's kind of comical.
Wait, you mean he ripped his arms off, not out of socket?
Yeah, off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, rips his arm off,
Actually off.
both of his arms, and both of his axes clunk to the ground. And now these 2 berserkers, they come in hearing the horn from earlier. One of them charges, and the other one has his attention on Baldric. What do you guys do? What does Baldric do?
I'm gonna run behind Khalgrast and play another song.
Oh, classic.
Ah, the classic.
Yeah, just hide behind Khalgrast and play another song. You know, the plus damage dice and plus assist.
Yes. Okay. So sing your song. All right. That happens. And what's gonna happen is same thing as before. Your magic clashes with the Gates of Dawn, and it's gonna buff their damage as well.
Nice.
All right. Khalgrast, what do? You defend?
Yep.
All right. I'll resolve that in a second. Taliesin and Morgan, you see Khalgrast stepping up to defend Baldric. The other one is coming in really quickly. This one not so much buffed by the magic, but he comes in with his axes frothing at the mouth, berserking. Morgan and Taliesin, what do you guys do?
What's up, boy? We got some for you too.
So we got some for you too.
All right, you roll your damage. You hit it, but it doesn't seem to do much. It streaks off his cheek and his forehead, blood dripping down his face. It just seems to make it stronger, more angry. And Morgan, what do? You're like leaning there. You have oh shit! Is that a volley?
Absolutely.
All right, roll your damage.
We're gonna
Iridan's
volley.
gonna.
Woo!
Oh! All
And it
right.
bounces off.
Yeah, so he takes his axes and he blocks the arrows. He chops them off mid-air as they come flying towards him. But Iridan actually, again, comes in swooping from behind and rips off a piece of its flesh, and it roars in pain. But now it is next to you guys. All right, Khalgrast, you are dealing with a giant berserker right in front of you. What do you do?
I'm gonna go for his legs.
All right, you hack and slash.
No, defending Baldric.
Defending Baldric. Okay, roll your Constitution.
Ugh.
Oh, does someone want to help him? Baldric, do you want to help him again?
Yes,
help
he
me.
gets a +2 on this, so if I'm
Did you-
assisting him, that means it's a +4. 2d6.
No, it's a
plus
+2 to his roll, so it'll succeed
Okay.
at an 8. All right, and go ahead, roll your 2d6 +2. Oh, perfect success! Nothing bad happens to you. All right, you start to play your shit, and he's really humps up. No,
Yeah, it's about protecting me, please, before I lose my balls.
Baldric, you get one thing and one thing only. What do you do with your defend?
Cut the attack in half.
All
As
right.
he's rushing Baldric, I will go for his legs and trip him up.
All right, but Baldric, you're still going to take this damage to the face.
But it's halved.
It's halves.
It's
But-
gonna be halved. Yeah.
That's. But he gets the 1d4 because of the buff from earlier. Oh, that's a 1. That's a rounded up, so it's going to be 7 damage reduced by your armor.
Yeah, so that's just 6 damage.
Just 6 damage to you. But he manages to you grab his shin, but he kicks you off. But thankfully, he lost the momentum of his swing, but he still manages to slice Baldric right across the chest. As Baldric
I trusted you, Khalgrast.
Hey, you're not dead yet.
all right, going back to the other orc. It's riddled with arrows. No, it's riddled it's bleeding off its chest. It is in your face, Taliesin. It's about to slice at you. What do you do?
Can I wait, it's not facing me though.
It's not facing you. Did you want to do something, Morgan?
Can I jump on his back with my
Oh,
knife?
you
and
can
stab
jump
him?
on its back.
That's defying danger.
That is defying danger using your dex. You do it. What do you do?
Gonna jump on his back and stab him with the dagger?
All right, so you drop your bow, you take out your dagger, you run up behind him. You there's like a pillar right next to you. You do like a parkour, crazy ass flip. You land on his back. You take your dagger. You get +1 to this.
It's still D8.
It is still well. You have to roll. Well,
It's your
the dex
damage.
was to get on his back. Now the dex is to damage him. You have to roll one more time.
Oh, I have to roll again.
Okay.
Yeah, just
roll your
that again,
damage.
yeah.
Alright.
He did roll it again. Oh my god!
What the fuck, man?
where are these rolls when I'm a DM?
Alright, so you take out your dagger, and you, like, stab his back and stab his neck. You stop his tracks. He's still standing. He's so distracted he can't hit Taliesin anymore. Your bird comes in and pecks at its eyeballs, and it roars in pain. Taliesin, what do? He is distracted. You have a clear shot right at his chest.
Pew, pew, pew. Where's okay, hold on. Where's that button? Let me hit my favorite button in this game.
What
the win button. The win forever button.
The win
God.
button!
You shoot your bolts of energy through his and like and
Not through
you
him.
kill it.
That'd be bad.
Yeah, it drills in his face and his head explodes. He just explodes. All right, now we're back over at the other berserker, Khalgrast, and Baldric. Is no longer looking at Baldric. It's annoyed at Khalgrast as he takes his two axes and is about to double slam you in the face. Khalgrast, what do?
I'm gonna kick him in the leg and then drop an elbow on him.
All right, is that hack and slash or defend?
Hack and slash.
All right, Baldric, do you do anything to help him?
I'll assist him on that.
All right, roll your assist and roll your hack and slash.
Alex, can we start doing pro wrestling color commentary anytime Khalgrast takes attack actions? Khalgrast going for the kick to the shin. Oh, and he's lifting him up.
All right, unfortunately, you don't get to help him. But Khalgrast, who needs it? But Baldric, you get the experience, right?
Yep.
However, whatever damage you do, Khalgrast is halved because Baldric tries to help you. Doesn't really go out so well.
Alright.
Khalgrast,
My music distracts you.
plus 1d4 for Merciless.
I tell you,
Alright.
that's really the problems with orcs. They never sell. They just never sell anything. Like John Cena, every single one of them.
But I'll use Forceful on the weapon to knock him to the ground.
Sure,
that makes
Alright, Khalgrast goes for the good 1-2 punch. He kicks him in the knee. He punches him in the chest.
So
Doesn't
he'll
really do
dodge
much.
the elbow. He'll dodge the elbow.
He dodges the elbow. The orc berserker manages to dodge the elbow, but he misses the kick. The orc falls to the ground. I'll see whoever acts next will get a +1.
Me.
All right,
Wait,
Taliesin.
I don't really need it, I guess, but I'll take it anyway.
Right. You stick one hand out to do the magic missile. You turn around to the other orc. You stick out your other hand. You got a +1. All right. What's the thing? Draw
Damn
one
it.
at attention.
Okay, I think I'm finally out of juice on the magic missile.
All right. So you're gonna forget it.
Yeah.
All right. Roll your damage, and you kill it just barely, and it's down.
My finger
Did it
clicks.
gurgle?
Death gargle, and it stops.
Click, click,
And
click,
that
click,
is-
click, click.
The ends. That was really epic. Holy shit.
That was a really
Damn.
good time to run out of ammo, I guess.
Yeah, and it stops. And you see the magical portal, the red energy is still shooting up into the air. Alright, and
All right, I need to make sure that doesn't explode. Give me 1 second.
and you walk up to it and you put your hands on the energy and it closes. And the rumbling stops. Alright. That's where I'm gonna end the session. Cool. Do you guys have fun?
Yeah.
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 Yes, thank you, Alex. You did wonderful.
Okay.
I don't know, it seemed a little easy. We just kept killing everything.
You guys did it perfectly. What am I supposed to do with that?
What can you do when your players roll 20s?
Literally, like all you guys rolled were 12s. Like I couldn't do anything, but that's part of the game. You guys didn't get much experience though. But it is now the end of session. Now let's go ahead and go through end of session crap. Gotta find the page. All right, so
Boy, table talk.
yeah, post table talk. Fucking where is the page? Hello.
I mean, it actually kind of does suck to succeed all the time because you like never get experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. But you guys don't die, so.
Who
Can you
needs
guys-
experience? We're
Can you
already
guys help
too good.
me?
I guess.
Can you guys help me find? Can you guys help me find the page
Oh god.
in the PDF?
Hold on.
Oh, hold on, let me look.
Because I'm having a tough time trying to find the page right now.
The PDF does leave something to be desired.
Yeah, sorry guys. I'm trying to get this done because it went a little bit longer than I intended, but I hope you guys had fun. You know what? I can plan better for next time. Oh wait, no, I found it. Okay, we're good. Okay, so if you answer yes to any of these questions, then you get to get 1 experience point. End of session. Did we learn something new and important about the world? Yes, everyone gets 1
Yes.
experience.
Yeah.
All right. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy? Well,
Oh,
you
yeah.
overcame 3 just now, so that's another experience.
Yep.
And did we loot a memorable treasure? No, you didn't find treasure in this area, so you guys get 2 experience. All right, so let's go ahead and go through your alignments. Did any of you guys succeed in your alignment?
Yeah, I did the
I think
hell
I
out of
did.
that.
Nope.
I feel like I did.
What was your alignment, Morgan?
Good.
I mean, like, what there's a
What is
tech
your alignment tech? Yeah, there's
Oh,
a blurb.
endanger yourself to
to combat. And yes, yeah, you definitely
Yeah.
endanger yourself. So the 3 of you, if you guys, what's your alignment there, Khalgrast?
Neutral, defeat a worthy opponent.
You defeated 3.
3 of them.
Still 1
Taliesin,
experience, but yeah.
yeah. Taliesin, what did you do?
Use magic to directly aid another. I did the hell out of that.
Yeah, you did. So the 3 of you get 1 experience for doing your applying whatever that is. 1 experience for your alignment. Okay. Did anyone resolve any bonds?
No.
All right. So
Baldric is still just as misinformed as when we started. I'm afraid.
Hey, I helped you with the magic thing.
It's true.
I did modify some bonds though.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and go
Oh yeah,
through
we
that?
can talk about those now. Yeah.
All right, so from my bond with Taliesin, so Taliesin might be able to help me, but I don't know if I can really trust him not to turn on me.
Oh, that's a good one. All right. So that's your bond with him. What's your bond with Baldric?
Baldric is soft, but I will make them hard like me. Baldric is still soft.
no, I'd argue against it. Baldric was there in the thick of things, and he did help you out a little bit.
While cowering behind him.
Baldric's
Yeah.
powers behind.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're right. Okay. So
Not
They're
enough
not quite.
bravado.
We're not at the next level yet.
you're right. Yeah. Well, at least Baldric didn't piss his pants. So
This time.
what about what about Morgan? Do you have a bond for Morgan?
So my bond with Morgan is Morgan appears to be well traveled, so I would have liked him to teach me about surviving outside of civilization.
That's great. That's a good one. So Morgan, that's something you can do narratively with your character, and when you resolve that, he gets another bond with you, and that bond is resolved, but he still gets the +1. So he still gets the +1, even if it's resolved or not. So that's an ongoing thing. So Morgan, what about you? Did you think of any bonds for the other players?
I still have the only one for Taliesin. Taliesin doesn't have much experience, and I feel like I can learn something from him.
Okay, that's good.
I think I have a bond for Morgan, actually.
What's the bond for Morgan?
Morgan should be protected from his own naivety.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Baldric, do you have a bond for Morgan, or would you like some more time to think about that?
I'm not sure. See, part of me wants to say make him the butt of my jokes because I hate his bird. And I think I might end up doing that, but I haven't fully decided yet.
Okay.
Murder the bird.
This is going to be a regular thing. I'd like to do it once a week because I'm having a lot of fun. What about you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
It's-
game.
It's a great way for me to finally not be a DM for once.
Yeah.
Hey, Daniel. Angie is progressing on Enrage. She saw Enrage the other night. Pokemon's
Oh,
happening again soon.
Good.
The light is at the end of the tunnel.
Hell yeah.
And don't worry,
Wait, did
no
you-
one's gonna be more excited about that than Angie.
Hey, did you guys clear? By the way, you guys cleared Ultimate, yeah?
No!
No!
Angie's been listen. Angie's been going 40-hour weeks at Ultimate, and she is at Enrage. We are still on Nail, my friend.
Oh, okay.
Anyways.
Sorry, but that is to impress upon you the level of difficulty of Ultimate.
Alex. So here's the thing, man. I'm gonna get 2 weeks off for Christmas. So
Mhm.
if we needed to add or do it at a different time, if you wanted to do that and say,
Well, I like Saturday evenings, and I like it's pretty relaxed and
that's
chill
fine.
for me. But anyways,
if you
Yeah.
wanted to add one, or if we
We'll
have,
see,
if
we'll
we
see.
have time, if you wanted to do it, I'm available then. That's gonna be the only time probably you'll get me. If you
Yeah.
wanted to do a time other than the normal one, is the only reason I want to let you know that.
yep. But yeah, Morgan, you had the one bond for Taliesin. Did you have any other ones, or you want some time to think about it?
It's a little bit more time to think about that.
All right, so try to fill those
I'll
out.
get them close to you.
Yeah.
For
Oh,
the
hey,
next session.
Daniel. I did actually want to talk to you about. So, like, I know something about like the fists, but I don't know to what extent I know things. I mean, I knew enough to where like I'm just gonna hide you from the paladin and save us a hell of a lot of trouble. But like,
I mean, that's all inferred. You figured that you figured that out, right? Like it's not. There's
maybe
no.
it's just inferred.
It is. There's no conversation between us about this. You just know there's something up.
You have an idea. You can more than try and like discern realities or sprout lore on his gauntlets at any time you want, man. So the more I'm giving subtle little hints as the story goes along, but you as a players may have an idea, but you as the characters might not so much so, because he's been pretty close about that in character, as from what I can tell.
I remember he was open about like not like really being comfortable about paladins beforehand, like in the previous.
Yeah, that's true.
So like,
but in which case,
we've at least had talks about that, or maybe.
Oh yeah, I don't like their religious dogma. It gets you into trouble. Plus, they're so inflexible.
all right. I'm glad you guys had fun, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Next week, I imagine.
Yeah, I'll poke people because we're getting closer to Christmas. I'm not sure about family and stuff like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is coming to my house.
Oh, nice. You guys actually aren't going down south for once?
All right.
Oh,
I'm gonna head off.
Fun.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, Alex.
Later.
Good night, guys. Good job.
But yeah, I figure like after next level up, we'll probably go into the bond a little deeper. Just because when I level up, it changes the weapon sometimes.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hopping out. My voice is dead now.
Yeah, no kidding. Feel the same way.
Yep, I should be better